Fire it up, footballers. Spitting Fire coming at you after that 3-1 win. Chicago Fire, 3 goals to Sporting Kansas City's 1 goal in Week 4 MLS action. What a game! How'd you guys feel about it? Let us know in the comments below. What a win. Chicago Fire off to an 4-game unbeaten streak in Ezra Hendrickson's debut as a coach, notching his 2nd win and 1st win at home at Soldier Field. We already got a whole bunch of people in the comments in the best live chat in YouTube, by the way, guys. Thank you so much for helping Spitting Fire reach 1,000 subscribers and on our way past that and more. Greatly appreciate all you pyromaniacs liking the video like it's a penalty kick, subscribing to Spitting Fire, and ringing that bell icon to let you know of all the live streams here. Of course, every Wednesday and every away game for the Chicago Fire. We also do the post-game fan forums with all you guys. Of course, guess what? The Discord phone line is open. I had it open these last 40 minutes. I don't think anybody hopped in, but that's kind of what we're going to start doing here. I'm going to leave the line open, slide into the Discord, and leave your thoughts. I'll be able to record those. It's recorded, and I can cut those up and put those out as videos later during the week. If you want to have your voices or thoughts heard about the Chicago Fire, greatly appreciate it. You can hop in right now. The Discord line is wide open, so trickle in, all you pyromaniacs and Fire fans and MLS fans. Greatly appreciate Phil, B, Austin, Connor, Red Bull Insider, Slow Days, all checking in already. AK Gaming, amazing result from the Chicago Fire. Did you guys see it coming? Let us know in the comments below. We're curious to hear how you feel about your Chicago Fire. And if you feel like it, hop in the Discord call and throw an audio log on the Fire. So guys, let's get into this game. Week 4 MLS action. Chicago Fire beating Sporting Kansas City to remain unbeaten. Prisha Bilko getting 2 goals today, opening up the locker and finding his Chicago Fire scoring boots. Shaqiri as well, getting a penalty and scoring on Melia. What a game we saw by the Chicago Fire. Sodays just can't get enough. He just can't get enough. Oh no, he just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. Oh! All right, guys, get in here. Trickle on in, spread the fire, share this with your friends and family and Fire friends, and say, where were you? I didn't see you in the chat on Saturday night. Where were you? What were you doing? Let's get in here. This is the best live Chicago Fire fan independent channel on YouTube, all thanks to viewers like you. What up, Red Bull? Great win by the Fire, says Austin Connor. Connor McCabe saying Charlotte up 3-1 over New England, 75th minute. So they're saying the CCL slump is real. Absolutely. I was betting on that. Let us know how your bets fared. Of course, we got March Madness going on too, so that is awesome. So excited to see that. Chicago Fire getting the win here, though, and we already have the grades here, courtesy of who scored. But of course, we like to get into it with our Chicago Fire fans and see how they grade. So what we do here, and we'll move over here, take a look at the MLS table, boys and girls. Get a load of this. Get used to it. Chicago Fire, top of the tables. I mean, they're in 2nd place, but get used to them being at the top of the table. Oh, I got this hair just itching me right here. Get used to Chicago Fire sitting at the top of the MLS table, sitting up there right now in the 2nd position, 8 points, 4 matches played, and Chicago Fire 5 goals for, 1 goal against. One of the best, most staunch defensive teams in MLS. Pretty impressive work there. Tio Lewis checking in. What's up, Tio? Uncle Louie saying Fire dub, fire, fire. Fire, 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 fire. Guys, I need help. Where's my chorus? I need some help here. Somebody get on the drums, get on the banjo, get on the guitar, get on the bass. Discord line's open. I sent out all you need to do. Just click on that, hop in the SFYT live, and let's talk some Chicago Fire tonight. Chicago Fire won tonight. It's only good tonight, and there'll be more wins in the future. You better believe it, Chicago Fire fans. What a win that was, boys and girls. What did you guys like about tonight? What was your favorite thing you saw out of the Chicago Fire? Chat. So they're saying top of the table and undefeated. Throw it up. Throw up the Arnold, boys and girls. Throw up those ripped arms. Get some logs on that fire and get it burning. Chicago Fire are sitting in second place. It's incredible and true. And guys, I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot more where this is coming from. This is a good team. Yes, I agree with some consensus that we are maybe one veteran player from really just having a sure thing going on here. But Brian Gutierrez went in there and did a little job, though, didn't he? Didn't he, Chicago Fire fans? We got some youth on this team that might be able to do more than just bring a bag filled with soccer gear to the practice field. They have a chance to actually make a dent and an impact on MLS. I'm excited to see what Brian Gutierrez could do with a little bit more game time. Casper Prishabilko with the brace. Sode saying that had to be probably one of his favorite moments of the game. Needed him to pop off. Totally agree with you, Sodes. Incredible work out of Casper Prishabilko. Let's take a look at him a little bit closer. 8.69, 8.7, a star player for the Chicago Fire. 2 goals off of 4 shots. 3.5% possession, 78% passing success from Prishabilko. He won 5 aerials today. He had 1 tackle. He dispossessed the other team twice, and he was making his impact felt in more ways than one. And finally, gets on the scoring sheet in the goal tally section and brings out his goal scoring shoes. The Polish Chicago striker opening his Chicago Fire tally book. I agree with you, Slow Days. Really dug what we saw out of Casper Prishabilko today. Shaqiri holding the load, putting up a 7.3 according to Who Scored. Fabian Herbers, I thought, did really well. Taken out for, I believe, Brian Gutierrez, and so is Ivanov and Pineda, the Chicago Fire subs. Meanwhile, Sporting Kansas City went through 5 subs on that other side. Tim Melia struggling. Connor McCabe saying Charlotte just beat New England 3-1 for their first points in MLS history. Charlotte gets the win on New England's tired legs. Of course, tired from that midweek CCL action. Exciting stuff transpiring in Charlotte, the brand new team for MLS. Let us know in the chat how you guys are feeling about that. Guys, I got something to show you. A little something to show you. I hope you guys have seen it. It's probably some of you already have. I am pretty proud of it because I got more coming that I think are so much better. I didn't follow Showbiz. Showbiz says start with your best. I did not lead with my best, but I got some good stuff out already, and the best is yet to come, boys and girls. So take a look at this. One of the first comedy bits that we're putting out here. From Chicago Fire. I call it Chicago Fire Fan TV. Here it goes. Chicago Fire? That's that TV show, right? Yeah, pretty good. Chicago Fire? Have I heard of them? Billy, she's asking if I've heard of the Chicago Fire. No, I haven't. No, I'm just kidding with you. Biggest fan right here, of course. The Chicago Fire? Absolutely splendid. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's dip into another one. Cubs win, yeah. find me somewhere to, hello there. Yep, just your regular run-of-the-mill Cubs fan here, not looking for anything. Like a bathroom. Yes, I've heard of the Chicago fire. Mm-hmm. The fire station's right there. Tell them. Do a dang good job. Chicago fire. Yeah, let me think about it. Well, yeah, I go to a couple games. Why not? Yes, I play chess. Ridiculous, guys. The best is yet to come. I got some fun stuff for you. Where's Soldier Field? Oh, guys, more coming from Spitting Fire. I swear to you, it's going to be even better. I greatly appreciate your guys' support. Oh my gosh. Like, so check out more coming from Spitting Fire. I swear to you, I can show you a little sneak. No. More to come. And check out our TikTok too. But we basically just post these short form videos. There's some awesome, hilarious stuff coming on where we do some more Chicago Fire fan sketches. Basically, the idea here is like these are various people across Chicago. Like, you know, some of them have heard of the Chicago Fire, some of them have not. So Chicago Fire Fan TV, checking the weather, checking the barometer of Chicago. And some fans are like, Chicago Fire, oh, the fire department? Oh, yeah. And then some of them are like, you know, they're oblivious. And some of them are big fans. So we got other stuff. I mean, those are just 3 of the fans you've seen, guys. So more stuff coming. Thank you for your support there. Slow days. I understand what you're saying. I don't understand it. I got to do a couple other things on the next ones, on the next few. Well, then quite a few. I got a few of these made, but the next ones I'm going to add a little like at the bottom. I'll be like Bears fan or Mysterious Bears fan or Mysterious something fan, and trying to add more clarification because I got that same comment from my friends. Guys, I greatly appreciate your critiques because I want to make this funnier. I want to make this better. I want to make this make sense. And I want to make you chuckle and laugh and enjoy some Chicago Fire MLS comedy content here at Spitting Fire. I think it's something special that we could do here with our green screen and viewers like you. We could have some fun. You guys could throw in some suggestions at me. Some of my best friends on planet Earth are already suggesting me a couple great suggestions. I got work that I'm working on here for you guys. Some very fun content coming from Spitting Fire as we've just surpassed 1,000 subscribers. All thanks to you. And because of that, it's pushing me on to bigger and better things. I want to make magic for you guys. Honest to God, magic for you guys to enjoy. Honest to God, seriously. Some of the best content on YouTube I want to make for you guys because you guys are the best. Honestly, I've been here 4 years. This is our 4th year. Yesterday was our 4th year anniversary. Today's 4 years plus 1 day. I can't believe the journey that we've gone here. All of you, every guest that we've had along the way, every co-host, every person here that's liked a video, watched a video, supported a video, spread a video, told a friend about Spitting Fire. We wouldn't be here without you guys. We wouldn't have survived 4 years and a day without you guys. It's incredible. I thank you so much.
Like me.
Oh, we got Jiggly. We got an all-star in the chat. What up, dude?
I just got home from the game.
Yep, I tried to pause it, make this later so people like you can make it.
I was planning on working on. I have my camera on if you want to show me.
Oh, I will show you. Let's see Jiggly's beautiful face. All right, let me work on this. And finally, as you can tell,
technically,
I got things working.
Technically, my face, yes.
All right, you hold the fort while you can go ahead and get into it, and I'm gonna do some housekeeping while you talk.
I didn't quite see what exactly happened. I brought a notebook to the game, and my notes are very sparse. The only thing in there that probably none of you like actually, or at least the only thing in here that isn't like a goal or anything that I have written down is 53rd minute. There was almost an own goal, so close to an own goal. Almost got it, guys.
The
but we didn't get
Chicos,
that.
the Chicos pass.
Yeah, that Fire almost got an own goal off of that in the 53rd minute.
Uh-huh.
Also, somebody broke a seat in Section 8, and I
What?
do have a piece of it here.
Oh, that's legendary status. That's awesome.
uh, but once you get my camera on, you will see that you will not be able to see what that piece
Oh
is,
my
but it
god,
is
I
right
see your
next to me.
camera. Okay, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome. Oh, dude, this is so sweet, Jiggly. Jiggly, that is the freaking coolest. I cannot wait. By the way, and you gotta rep your channel. When I show this too, give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 shakes of the lamb's tail. Chat. It's technical difficulties. This is part of the running a live show. It's live. It's live.
I
What a win.
I think you guys have probably all heard me talking about how, like, I haven't really thought much of Casper, but I mean, first of all, as I said, I didn't really see too much of this game. I walked in after having some Schlivovitz and some Czech beer that I did not
Ooh.
hear the brand name of, so confused by that.
Well, that'll
But
do it.
um I I obviously am okay enough to at least like watch the game and understand it. It's just I didn't really see much during the game.
Mhm.
So what I will say is that uh it looked like Kansas City was exactly who I thought they were, which was not good. They weren't like okay
Uh,
compared to
I'm sorry. I've been following them betting, so and they've kind of been middling. And
yeah,
you're
well, every single team, and I think you already heard me say this. Every single team in MLS this season is mid-table.
yes,
Every
yes.
single team in MLS is mid-table right
I
now.
think that's a great point. Even like the best of teams are seriously mid-table. Like some of the best teams I think are like New York Red Bull. We got Red Bull Insider in the chat. You got some teams that are struggle bussing that I think are really good. And then you've Seattle, who's somehow still pulling things off. New England's a really good team, but of course they're running through CCL right now, tired legs.
They're losing to Charlotte. How? They have lost to Charlotte. Okay.
Yeah, they lost Charlotte's first points in MLS. Incredible work there.
Yeah, Slow Days just says that Kansas City was really hurt, and I mean, I could agree with that, but at the same time, I mean, like, even if they are hurt, that still means that we're running into a team that's not that good. And Minnesota against San Jose, I'm just gonna bet that Calvo got a yellow card. He didn't get a goal, but he got a yellow card.
Calvo got his yellow card. He played Minnesota, right? How did that game turn out?
It's still on. I believe it says that it's in the 59th minute, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot further than that on.
Okay. I'm going to keep an eye on that because I've had a feeling that he kind of would try to really show up for that game.
I mean, if we're just talking about Minnesota in general, I really like Bongo Kulek Longwane. I have a friend who's a Minnesota fan, and he's been saying some good things about him. So, if you want a player that nobody is expecting anything from for your fantasy team, take Bongo.
That's got to be cheap too. So that's like a great MLS
oh yeah, he's very
fantasy,
cheap. I picked him up too.
That's an MLS fantasy value play that allows you to spend your dollars elsewhere.
Well, yeah, I mean, with the way that MLS fantasy is, I really like. I find it very interesting because it's like buying into like a stock market type thing because players' values can go up and you can drop them, and suddenly you have more money. You keep that money that they like gained while you had them on your team. So yeah, I've got Bongo on my bench specifically for him to like grow in value.
Jiggly, who was your favorite player on the pitch tonight?
I mean, it's always going to be Wyatt. It's just always going to be Wyatt. He does his job,
And impressively so, I think. Like he looks good doing it.
I mean, that's the thing about him. He is the quintessential. He's the quintessential backup defender in MLS, and you want to have that kind of guy there. And I think he's done a great job at what he's done. And I'm not sure if you would like to start him the rest of the season. I'm not sure if you want to start him the rest of the season, but you do play him until it's nothing, until you don't have that anymore, until you start seeing those cracks. I haven't quite seen those cracks from Wyatt. I haven't rewatched stuff yet. I will be as soon as we are done with this, I'm going to be going over and then doing my recap video for my channel. But I'll need to be like going through the highlights and everything. So I haven't rewatched the goal, but I did see it was just a quick snapshot from the slot, essentially.
Speaking of
Not much you
Jiggly's
can do about it.
channel, I don't know if you guys watching right now can see what Jiggly is right now. I can see it. It's freaking hilarious. It's beautiful. It's immaculate. It's one of the greatest things I think I've ever seen in Chicago Fire content history. Jiggly, what is this, and where can we find more of it? Link in the description, by the way. It'll be there.
I have two different channels now. One of them is the Jiggly Parka channel, which is mostly just like general like anime stuff, sometimes sports.
Hi there.
Talking about other various things, trying to bring together the two things. And then I have the second channel, which is just Jiggly. That's where this specific model I use because I just talk about the fire there. I want to have some other content there, but for right now, that's where all of my fire recaps are. So
I'm putting Jiggly's channel in the description right now. So that is there. His new channel. With this one I put the small one. Though I put the tiny one so we could help grow that. Because then they'll trickle into your bigger channel.
I don't know. I'd rather have the big channel finally get somewhere.
Well, here. Well, let me put that in there as well, dude. We help. That's what we do here. We're stronger together.
That channel doubled in size with less than a week. Because of somebody who I was supposed to do a collab video with wasn't able to get the collab video in, and I said something and they shouted me out on their channel, and suddenly I doubled in size.
Dude, that's so sick. Dude, I check out those videos, but I haven't liked them because I'm like, I don't know if like the rest of my fan base kind of likes them. I don't know. I'm like, so you know what I mean? Like, it's like, do I suggest this content? Yes, no, yes, no. It's my boy Jiggly.
I have the MLS history videos and the MLS preview videos. Those are MLS stuff you can pay attention to.
Jiggly, the one thing is like, we got to say, it's like, it's not for everybody. It's a little jarring. It's a little jarring because it's like, I hear Jiggly's man voice. And I'm looking at a girl fire thingy-mabob VTuber. So that's why it's like, it's not for everybody, but if you guys want to check it out, you guys enjoy that type of stuff, check out Jiggly.
Would you rather see a fat man with a neck beard, or would you rather see a cute anime girl?
So Jiggly, you bring up a great point. You bring up one of the best points that people always sometimes when you know when you play those group games like the Marvel DCs and those, or like, you know, like where everybody chooses their own character and you guys get to jam together and beat the whole game. I love those games. But so like everybody would, you know, the boys and the girls, like the boys will pick the strong boy characters, the girls will pick the strong girl characters. I always pick the cute girl characters.
Yeah, I pick strong girl character.
And I do it in Fortnite too, because it's like, do I really want to look at the guy's ass like all the time, or do I rather look at the girl's butt? That's at least my thought process for some of it. Every once in a while I'll be the guy because I'm like, I'll see myself, oh yeah, I'm the guy, I'm gonna go in there killing because I'm the macho army guy. But sometimes it's like, nah, I like being entertained too. also
Haruka is a character, so I mean, just like a character on the on that channel, and then on the Jiggly channel, it's me, but just like, you know, with a model in front of me.
Jiggly, I think character is the way to go. Like a character. That's what I'm doing here with the wig, the glasses, the mustache. This is what Spitting Fire is about. It's about having fun, talking to MLS, talking Chicago Fire. We greatly appreciate all you guys in the freaking chat. All you guys have already ripped the like button. Greatly appreciate all you guys.
I was going to add in something about something that somebody mentioned in the chat. Tehran is healthy next week.
Whoa. Toronto?
Tehran. I heard from I was at Culver's listening to Ezra's post game, and he mentioned about Duran, JJ Duran,
John Jader,
and that he wasn't available today because he was injured. He took up a bit of a knock during the pregame, but in terms of Carlos Tehran, he might be back soon. And yeah, to answer Slow Days' point about how can you take out Wyatt right now, I don't think you can at the moment. That's what I mean. Just like, I personally would not start Wyatt every game. Just in general, I love the guy, but he is a quintessential backup. He's not a quintessential starter in MLS. But you play the hot hand. You got to play the hot hand. You got to keep Wyatt out there.
Tweeting out the Discord for everybody. If you guys want to hop in the call and talk a little soccer Chicago Fire with us, well, what I try to do here is what I'm trying to get Jiggly is I want people hop in for like a minute or two, say their comment or whatnot, to drop their audio log on the Fire, and then
I was considering
we'll
hopping in. I was considering hopping in while I was at Culver's with my dad.
I had it going. Nobody hopped in. Guys, get used to it. Every Fire game, I'm gonna have it post game. I'm going to have it running. If you guys feel like dropping, that's the thing. We, as Fire fans, don't have a place to call into like the Chicago Sports Radio. Guess what? You do. Right here in the Discord. Hop in the Discord call. I have it running immediately after the game. People will hear your voice. I can also clip that, put it out during the week. Some fun little Chicago Fire banter. Of course, keep it healthy, keep it civil. I have the ability, if you guys go, you know, it's like if you guys say something like, you know, horribly bad that I gotta kick you out, you guys know I'm gonna have to kick you out, but don't do that and just have fun.
Please don't.
But and also, like, you could say here's the other thing, you can say, you know, bad, you can go to places that you want to go to. I'm just, you know what I mean, when don't say the worst things imaginable, and I won't have to ban you.
But Slow Days following up on what I said about Duran, yeah, apparently he was in a walking boot. I saw a bunch of the players.
What?
I mean, yeah, I was not expecting that.
And he's going to be out next week?
I guess, yeah.
That's questionable.
If he'd be out next week.
Curious.
But yeah, I mean, the one big thing that I can talk a bit more about than I had information about before is obviously vibes, which Red Bull Insider is back in here.
RBI, nice.
But one thing that I can mention about is like vibes, which is from the players, what I'm seeing from players, and definitely Gaston went in early. He was the first person in for the press conference. I saw him like walk up and say hi to like a small group, and then he walked back out. Meanwhile, like the rest of the team is like, you know, going through the entire pass on that south end. So I mean, that's the small thing that I can mention.
So you're thinking that he's engaged, and we've been saying this here at Spitting Fire, and you've been saying this on your podcast, Sad Boys FC. Great podcast, by the way. Make sure you follow them, as well as Jiggly's YouTube channels. But that he seems more engaged this year, and he wants to be here, even though he's embattled with the fans in some capacity. Even Doyle, the pundit, is like saying, like, I don't know if this guy needs to start.
And Twellman. There's a lot of people that have things against him with the way he's been playing. And I think the best way to put it is he's just where things happen. He plays in the midfield. You know, that's where things happen. It's not that like he does more than any other player. It's just that he's just specifically where a thing happens. And it's not that like he's in the right spot either. It's just that's where his position is. He's just there. And
and if you go through the ratings of the past few games, his ratings have been
fantastic. He has a very high rating.
He's in the thick of things. He's in the middle of the action a lot.
And I don't believe it.
But a lot of people say that it fails the eye test at times, because I mean, he got the assist last game to help get that second goal.
I mean, Adnan puts it as Adnan had my co-host at on Sad Boys. Red Bull Insider was going to say something.
Red Bull, hop in, say it. Don't worry, just sneak in and be like, hey.
The thing that Adnan had said in that last episode was, you know, Gaston is gaslighting everyone. Essentially, like he has amazing metrics, but the eye test is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes back to the thing that I keep saying, which is just like you can have a bunch of little things players, but you need someone who's going to do something. And Shaqiri is someone who's going to do something.
Yes, the ball's definitely going through Shaqiri. He's coming back. He passes off to Pineda, to Jimenez. Well, guys, Jiggly, we are seeing Jimenez, Shaqiri, Pineda link up often. They still have not found the consistent chemistry and the passing fervor that we want exactly, but I'm seeing flashes of that, and that's what led to these 2 goals.
Yeah, I mean, what I have in my notes is that, like, I mean, both of those goals were, well, the first goal, I was walking down from the club section, so I did not get a good look at it. I just wrote down Casper breaks free, finds space between defenders. I mean, that's all I have written down there. As I said, I have to rewatch those highlights, but in general, it doesn't feel like a bad game. It doesn't feel like an amazing game, but it doesn't feel like a bad game. And
It's an
that's
amazing
what I'm gonna take
game.
away from it.
It's an amazing game in that another 3-point stacked. But I know
That's a
what you
good thing.
mean. I know what you mean. Like performance-wise, there's still, or this is still
Well,
only the 4th game. There's
that's
more
a-
to expect.
Even more performance-wise, we're playing against, as Slow Days even mentioned, that this is a battered. This is a battered KC team, and that's why Adnan and I went through the schedule, and we just found out that like the Fire don't play against a good, interesting team until like mid-July.
That's what you guys were talking about, and I was like, and you phrased it in a way that they're not relevant. Like they don't play a relevant game, which I was like, no, every game's relevant.
It's more about like relevant to tell us how good this team is.
That's what you meant. Yes, that makes sense.
Because like the rest of the league is just so
By the way, we got Gretzky and RBI Red Bull Insider checking in. Gretzky held down the fort with us last week.
Hell yeah. I just got home.
Oh, good. I'm glad that I timed this, guys, the way I did. I tried to give you guys enough time to kind of get home from the game. I wasn't able to make it out this week. Hopefully I'll get out there. Guys, how was the match atmosphere?
The match atmosphere? Well, it was raining, but you know, there were still a lot of people. And I had so much fun. Let me tell you.
I'd call it a good crowd for a Red Stars game.
Oh,
like well, I mean, the thing is that any crowd, almost any Fire crowd in Soldier Field is gonna look bad.
So guys, Slow Days was saying that was one of the best games for Gaston. But he shut down on the goal that they got scored upon. Beyond that, but it was one of the best games from Gaston.
I mean, that goes back to the sort of thing that I talked about, which is just that like he doesn't show up when he needs to show up. He shows up at every other time than when he needs to.
Wait. I mean, wait, Jiggly. I gotta dispute you on the one sense. I agree with you on the one sense, but I also have to dispute you because here Slow Days agrees with you 100%, saying, or at least partially as well, saying if he had stuck his boot out, he would have stopped the goal. But if we remember last week, he flicked his head up and helped create the goal for Bornstein. It's like the
game was already won.
It's literally
the game was already won.
It's up and down right there with him. Man, no, you can't say that. The game was not already won. And but the nail in the coffin was the Bornstein goal. Even though the game was mostly won, but still,
that's my
every
argument
goal
there.
counts. And even today, where we got that 3-1 goal.
I'm waiting to hear somebody else talk.
He is the new Calvo.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. That's. I mean, I always said that Calvo was the absolute perfect Chicago Fire player because he embodied the existence of the Fire, which is just like either you're gonna get brilliant or terrible, and most of the time it's gonna be terrible.
Gretz?
I mean, I really agree with Jiggly, and you as well.
RBI, you gonna weigh in or you just gonna lurk in the background? Let's go, brother. Red Bull.
And there's crickets playing in background.
Red Bull, drink a Red Bull and get going. Let's go, brother. Slow Days.
As I said, I had a Schlivovitz, and
what's a Schlivovitz?
Like it's apparently it's just the Czech version of Malort.
Oh, we just got confirmation from Red Bull saying his mic's not working.
Oh, okay.
He's getting it. We do see your icon flashing as if you're talking, but we're not hearing audio.
It's like the Czech version of Malort. It just tastes like a now and later.
Oh no, it's the Czech version of Malort, but is it worse?
It just tastes like a now and later. It's more brandy than than absinthe. It's just more brandy.
So
it's
just
like brandy.
Straight candy.
Apparently. I don't know. My dad can describe it better because he's done research on it probably.
So they say, sorry, go on, Gretz.
I wanted to jump back about what Jiggly said earlier.
Yep.
So you were walking down from what deck for Shabilkov's goal? First goal?
From the club.
All right. So I sat like right near this where Shabilkov scored. I can pretty much elaborate for you?
Yes, give it to us.
Go on.
All right. So basically, what you said, Shabilko broke through defenders, and he slipped it. He actually slipped it right through the goalie's hands. Went under. When he tapped it just for like a second, but it went under his arms, and then it went in.
Oh, what? I thought it megged him.
Oh yeah, no, it went over. It went under his arm. I saw it on the video. Like I went up. I had to go up to the bar behind the in the club section, and the person there was like, "Oh, what do you want?" It's like, "No, I'm just trying to see what happened, trying to write notes."
I'm watching the video right now, so it did bounce off of his hands in between his knees. It megged him.
Oh.
So Kasper Przbilko, I'll announce this goal right here. So let's see right here. So Fabian Herbers gets the ball, a nice little pass from it looks like Shaqiri. Shaqiri finds Fabian Herbers right inside of the zone. There's only Fabian Herbers and Przbilko ahead of most of the midfield of Sporting Kansas City. Only 2 defenders to beat. Kasper takes a step to the right, which confuses everybody, passes to the left, hits Przbilko. Przbilko keeps going left from the penalty spot at the top of the box, and then takes one touch, blasts it, shoots it around the defender's leg and in between the legs of Melia, whose hands go down like this, like he's trying to stop the ball going between his balls. And it bounces off his fingertips in between his legs into the goal.
I know that's the second goal. I was in section 8 for. I was there to see that, and it looked like Melia just like was caught way too out of position onto that left side. Wasn't able to get back in time. So I saw that. That was just before the. You hear it now.
The second goal was the penalty
broke.
kick. The second goal was the penalty kick.
The second real goal.
Oh, the second real goal. Okay, hold on. So I'll explain the second goal, how that kind of occurred. The penalty kick, rather. So a long
apparently
ball,
got the assist.
A long ball comes up. Fabian Herbers gets a nice little touchdown and brings the ball down, but it bounces off of his foot, bounces high up to the SKC defender, who heads it high into the sky. Then all of a sudden, Kasper Przbilko battles out with the center defensive mid force SKC, wins the battle, knocks it down to Pineda. Pineda draws the penalty. And then Shaqiri takes it and scores, sending Melia to his right. And meanwhile, Shaqiri just goes to his right. So that would be sending Melia to Shaqiri's left, but Melia's right, if you follow what I mean.
I love how Shaqiri slotted that.
It was very confident.
Mm-hmm.
Jiggly, do you remember seeing it?
What?
The PK.
I'm trying to catch up on some other stuff. Well, I saw the penalty itself. Yeah, Melia just guessed completely wrong. That was just... I saw all the way through that Shaqiri was going to hit to the right, and Melia guessed completely wrong.
By the way, I agree with Slow Days. There was a moment there before it's 2-0, which it gets 2-0 in the 49th minute. But before that, probably in the 35th minute, I'm thinking, no, it was 2-1. I'm sorry, it was 2-1 at that point. So it was past that. It was actually 3 goals already scored. The Fire have not scored their 3rd goal yet. And this is where I start thinking, I get nervous. And I got Slow Days' comment in the past. Fire teams lose against those non-relevant teams. What do you guys think against this game? Like, I feel like they could have lost this game in the past, but this is a different team.
Usually, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of starting to hate. It's sort of it's getting to the point where it's sort of like, a couple of years ago, people saying in these unprecedented times, people talking about the Fire like this is a different team. Like, yeah, whatever. I think that it's different because we finally have hope for it.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a team that we can actually say like, okay, we're seeing them actually do the right thing. This is a different team to me because we're finally not getting unlucky. Also, like, we're not bad and unlucky or mediocre and unlucky. We may be mediocre and lucky at the moment. As I said, the rest of the league is mid-table. We are about mid-table as well. The entire league is mid-table at the moment. There's no team in MLS that is good.
There's definitely some good teams, but there's
No.
teams that are better. I think there are. There's top.
And MLS right now that are proving whether or not they're good. I do not think that there is any team in MLS that is good except for Real Salt Lake, but that is just like a personal opinion.
Philadelphia, three wins, 1 draw. Let's take a look at the Western Conference. Top of that, it's Real Salt Lake and Colorado. It's Real Salt Lake and Colorado at the top of the Western Conference, boys.
As I said, there is no like truly good team in this league at the moment. Real Salt Lake is the only team that I believe in this league. The Fire, I've learned my lesson many times before, whether to bet on them or not. But Real Salt Lake, I'll stick with them just because that they'll keep this going.
And the fact that they were 7th last year, right?
They live on the power of memes.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're doing here.
I'll be right back for a quick second.
Slowday saying confirming first goal was a Meg, and Slowday saying that Shaq was involved in all goals tonight, including scoring that PK.
He scored the penalty kick. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's obviously had. If the ball is up in the final third, he's touched it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just something that you got to think. If he's not officially given the assist on the first goal, he's not given the assist on the third goal, but if the ball's in the final third, he's touched it.
One of the best number 10s in MLS.
He's a really good attacking player.
Okay. We're not willing to go there yet. Not willing to go there yet.
This game specifically, he played a bit more like a 10, I guess. I'm looking at the heat map. It's real heavy in the left corner for some reason, but it looks a bit more central than usual. Usually it's like heavy onto the right side, or like, he started spreading it around to both sides. Now this game, he's not exactly playing an attacking midfield role per se, but he is playing more centrally this game. So that's something that he's starting to fit in a bit more in that central midfield role.
Oh, I'm gonna pull up that heat map for Shaqiri. My heat map is really poor. It's like from whoscored.com. It's like,
I've got it from Who Scored.
Okay, mine's like, he's like all over the pitch, and then he's in the left corner.
Yeah, for some reason, just up in the left corner for no reason. But like that, just like that central area of the pitch, I'd like to have that grouping a bit further up if he's going to be that good attacking player. But I mean, he did enough, I think. And then the other heat map that I really wanted to look for was Shabishko, which, he scored 2 goals, but I still want to see how good his positioning was. And hey, he's playing like a striker now, finally. You see that grouping right up near the top of that box. That's where you want to have your striker. So we're seeing these guys play in a better spot.
Mila will be having nightmares tonight, saying Packy8421 checking in for Chicago Fire. By the way, thank you guys so much for helping Spitting Fire hit 1,000 subs on YouTube. You guys have been incredible. Your support has been integral to the growth of this channel and the growth of Chicago soccer and soccer in North America and on YouTube. Greatly appreciate you guys helping to burn down the YouTube algorithms. You guys are amazing. It's incredible. The next step is here, guys. And I greatly appreciate you guys helping facilitate that. Hopefully, let's keep fanning the flames, spread the fire. Tell your friends, tell your family, get in the live chat and get going for when you guys watch these Fire games, because we can have this live chat burning with the flames higher than the sky. And that's what we aim to do here at Spitting Fire. Greatly appreciate all your guys' help. By the way, friends of the channel, Sons of a Pitch Soccer Podcast, greatly appreciate if you guys give them a follow. Jiggly here today, and all of our friends here at Spitting Fire. We support our own because we are stronger together. And when we are bigger, it amplifies our voice and your voice. And that's why during the match, after the match, we're hoping that you guys can hang out in the chat here, bring your color commentary, and toss an audio log on the Fire post-game commentary when the lines are open now for you guys to hop on and say, hey, I saw this today. I really like this and this and this. I really didn't like this and this. I thought he was really crappy. You could swear, get into it. You could get a little naughty and stuff. I'm not too worried about it.
I got here after not actually watching the game, and I'm talking, so.
I'm glad you hopped in here, Jiggly, Gretzky, RBI, everybody in the chat. Greatly appreciate all you Spitting Fire fans hanging out here and getting into some Chicago Fire nonsense with us. March Madness, of course, amazing, guys. I don't know if you've been loving that, Jiggly.
I remember I was on my way to on my way to the game, and that was around when the Baylor North Carolina game ended. And I just really liked the stat of 53 fouls, 58 made field goals.
Somebody said Baylor got robbed.
Yeah, I kept seeing people say that.
All right, I'm back. So I want to add on to that. That destroyed my whole bracket. There's no. Yeah, I had Baylor winning the whole thing.
I was gonna make a bracket, and then I remembered to make a bracket that like the moment that games had already started, and I was like, well, I guess I'm late. Whatever. Not making one anymore.
It's
I
over.
actually need to check on my.
I picked Gonzaga all the way, and if they go all the way, I'll make a couple bucks. So
I said this to my friend. He goes to UConn actually. So like he was telling me about how sad he was that UConn lost.
They lost really quickly too.
I told him, Oregon didn't make it, and I saw Wisconsin during the Big Ten tournament. I do not want to be associated with that. The way that they played, I do not want to be associated with that.
Wisconsin?
Yeah, in the Big Ten tournament.
Oh, wow.
Ouch.
I watched that and I was just like, okay, not going to cheer for this team.
Speaking of Wisconsin, I mean, that's where the Milwaukee Bucks play, and they have Grayson Allen, who really did dirty to Alex Caruso. I'm not too pleased with that player either. Wisconsin basketball on my shit list.
No, they play
right
in Madison, not Milwaukee. That's fine.
Either way, shit list. Wisconsin basketball on my shit list.
I had a good white chocolate stout from Milwaukee today, so that was nice.
All right, so fair enough, Milwaukee. You win some, you lose some.
We always pack up like a lot of beer to go to the tailgate, and it always ends up that I have one beer that we brought, and then I just get a bunch of beer from everyone else. That's the beauty of Fire.
Yeah.
Guys, let's work our way out of the back real quick here for our Fire fans in the chat and give our grades for the players real quick. So let's we kind of were talking Ohmsburg before we got into this amazing little what we're in now. I love it. Like we go off on the amazing tangents here, Spring Fire. As
long as I'm here, you will never talk about your points as long as I'm here.
And that's the greatest thing. That's what I never want to talk about my points. But we will get into this. Let's start out the back and we'll work our way forward. Typically, we work our way forward to back. We wipe back, but this time we're wiping back to front. And we'll start with Slonina in net. Maybe a bit of a down game for him tonight. I mean, yes, he let in his first goal of the season, kind of was flat-footed for it, and had a couple questionable passes at some times. Looked a little shaky there, but also had a little bit of an injury scare last week. So do you guys think that may have affected him?
I don't think that that's what affected him.
Mm-mm.
I think that he's finally being shown to be what he is, which is a kid.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about him like he actually is Buffon already, but
he's Donnarumma. Like, he's the American Donnarumma, Jiggly.
He's got potential, and that's great. He's got potential, and he's already our best player. He was already our best goalkeeper, which says a lot about who our goalkeepers were. But
doesn't he seem like our best goalkeeper in the last 10 years?
Yeah, because we haven't had a real goalkeeper since John Johnson.
Wow.
Yeah. We should have kept him though.
Like that's well, obviously we should have kept Sean Johnson, but Pauno. That's the whole thing of like, I saw some people earlier today once again talking about Jack Harrison because he did well for Leeds again, and people talking about Jack Harrison. Oh yeah, the Fire should have kept Jack Harrison. If the Fire kept Jack Harrison would be playing in the USL. Like honestly, like Pauno would have ruined his career. He was lucky to be at NYCFC instead of Chicago.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, anybody who says the Fire should have kept him, no, that would have been a disservice to his career if he stayed with the Fire. Anyway, I do want to add that was actually something that I mentioned because I'm the same UConn friend. I mentioned to him about like, he's working on sports journalism, so I'm helping him out. And I was just like, yeah, I was drunk walking to the stadium and I already have 3 talking points about this game. Like it's
make sure you write them down, drunk friend.
Well, I sent it to him. The first one is the shutout streak is over.
Yep.
They got a good shot from the slot.
Yep.
Not much can be done, but the streak is over. How's Gaga gonna be reacting to it?
Right.
Second is, Casper finally gets a goal. He got 2 goals. Can this jumpstart something going into the season? And third, the possession stat is still high all the way to the end of the match. And that was something that I talked about for the first couple of games, which was that the Fire had really high possession numbers going into the game, going into the first half, going into halftime. and they did not score. The Fire did score in that first half, and they had a high possession number, and they stuck with that high possession number. So are they finally utilizing their chances? Are they doing something, or is it just, this is what KC is?
I think that this is what the Fire is, but I got to let Gretzky talk.
Go on.
Uh, I think I'm a majority. I don't know. Sorry. I really think this was something to look for. I mean, our possession, like Jiggly said, our possession stats are really good at the moment, and I think that the midfield situation is really good. We're getting passes through, but sometimes we kind of mess up. But all in all, I just believe that like the fluctuation and like what Ezra talked about, I'm not sure about. Um, he said it in a No Little Plans episode 1, I believe.
Great series.
Been
Yeah,
loving it.
it's
One of the best series on
absolute.
YouTube.
Yeah.
As someone going to film school, I really enjoy it.
Ah,
I have some
progressive.
old videos, and I swear that they've watched them because like they use some of the songs. It's really weird for me. It's kind of eerie. Like I made these old videos when I was like a teenager, and like they're out there on YouTube. Don't look for them, but they're amazing. They just but like I'm like, did they watch my videos? Like these songs are amazing. They're like exact piano riffs that like I've chose like with drama, but also like they hone in on the essence of what's being filmed. It's so awesome, and I've been loving every sense of it, especially Jiggly. I agree with you as I watch it as a filmmaker myself.
All right, I think I remember what it is. I think Ezra said something about progressive possession,
Mm.
and that's been really working out for the Fire because
Yes, good point, Gretz.
I've noticed from that what he said in Notable Plans that just took effect immediately. I love what the team's doing with progressive progression. I'm like
I know what you're saying.
progressive possession.
It's like one of those
My bad.
seashores, Sally Seashores
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. But I'm very surprised with what Ezra's doing. And yeah, more and more to come. More games to come, more to see from him. And yeah.
So they saying Gaga, not much to do, couldn't do anything on the goal.
Well, yeah, he couldn't do much on the goal, but I mean, we're seeing
Yeah.
him just like a step slower to what he should be doing in terms of just like what you see from him.
By the way, guys, as we always do here at Spitting Fire in our fan forum, if you guys want to offer your grade for our Chicago Fire players, go ahead and do so in the chat right now. We're talking about Gaga, and we'll dig into the rest of the 11 here a little bit faster. We'll pick up the pace here for a minute. It happens here. We have too much fun.
I gotta get to my own recap.
Exactly.
So
Jigga's got stuff to go. And so let's not like we'll get going here. Packy saying poor Gaga needs to work on his left foot. Brother BKL saying I heard that, man. Thank you. Face palming. And
I don't know what that was about, but
we were laughing. We had something hilarious. We said something hilarious because we're the funniest people.
yes, I'm brilliant. I'm a professional at this.
And Slow Day saying Gaga's left foot is hurt. He didn't practice much this week, so watch out for that.
Obviously, like if he's not doing too well to his left, then you can put that on the left foot. Don't put it on his left foot; it's injured. But I think that it's very much though that like we saw in that game even earlier on, like he was struggling a bit, like especially with distribution. He didn't quite get to like specific spots at the right time. Like he was, and technically speaking, he has let by like 2 goals already before this.
The DC United game, yep.
The DC game, the Orlando game.
They've actually come back and they've said that DC United may have been a goal.
Yeah. So, well, I mean,
did they come out and say that this week? They have some sort of referee program. They said the DC United goal that was disallowed actually was a goal.
Well, I mean, I guess I was right then because I couldn't see any reason why it wasn't a goal. But I think that it's very much a thing of he's led by 2 goals already this season. This isn't like, I know that we had this fun thing of saying like, yeah, the Fire haven't been scored on yet, but they were, and he's seen the goal. He's seen the ball go into the back of the net. He just hasn't seen the number go up on the board. And I think that, judging from that stuff, it's not, as I said, it's not like he is already Buffon. He can develop into that. That is what Bornstein said. Like, that is what Miola has said about him being the next Buffon. It's not that he's already there. It's that he's just the next one.
Can I say something that we don't actually maybe think about that often, but Tony Miola's there too. Like, it's not like this guy, Tony Miola, who was one of the best goalkeepers in U.S. history as well.
I try not to think about Tony Miola.
I like Tony. He's a legend. He's a legend. But
I try not to think about Tony
fact
Miola
that he's there,
for very specific Fire reasons.
He can talk to. I know he could Metro Stars, but he could talk Gaga. He's been everywhere, but he can talk with Gaga about some of these things, and that Gaga could talk with a guy like Tony Miola to me is huge. In addition to whoever his goalkeeper coach is.
Yeah, I think he's honestly probably very comfortable with his goalkeeper coach. Which, oh man, I had his name in my head, and now I do not have it.
Google it. But I'm gonna say scores for everybody real quick we'll get into it and we'll start rattling these off. Slonina, Slowday saying 6 for Slonina. Packy saying that makes sense. Seems solid tonight as usual. I missed their goal though. And loved his enthusiasm, so 6.5 for Slonina. I'm saying 6.5 for Slonina. Right around there. 6.5, 6.0. What are you guys thinking?
My own personal rating system is always based on sort of like a letter grade and
it's
then
1
put
through
it
10.
into a number grade.
Yeah, give us a 1
my
through 10.
brain does not work it like that. So my brain goes like it's a C. So
it's a C,
C is
so
automatically a 7.
Oh yeah, that's
a C is automatically a 7.
Okay, no, a C here is a 6 to a 6.5. That's a C in my opinion.
I'll give it a 6. Well, I mean, then I'll agree with who scored and give him about a 6.5.
There you go.
I'll give it a 6.5.
Beautiful. We got more people checking in. Juve style say fire in the hole. Fire in the hole from Juve Styles. Love that. So they saying ball is wound up in the back of the net every game. 2 were barred and 1 was offsides. Great point. Yeah. So days, at what point do we make you a mod in here? If you want mod status, let me know. Just say mod me and I will modify you.
That sounds wrong.
I know, right? Moving on. Juve style saying momentum is rolling. Chicago Fire do have 4-game unbeaten streak, boys and girls.
Well, yeah, that's what they still have, and we're gonna go into the next game with it being like, oh, this is the best start since 2009, then suddenly lose that game. Like that's just how this team rolls. That's just how narrative is. So I think that's, well, we don't need to talk about that now. We can move on up.
All right, we'll move on
through the pitch.
Yeah.
Chihos?
All right, we'll go Chihos. By the way, Adrian says Slow Days.
Well, that's the name of the that's the
Styles is here too.
That's the goalkeeper. That's the goalkeeper. That's the goalkeeper coach's first name. I cannot remember his last name though. I was gonna say Adrian Heath, but that's a different coach.
All right, we got 2 new mods in the chat, boys and girls. Welcome to Modifier Status. As we grow, boys and girls, love it.
Aiden Brown?
Aiden Brown?
Yes, Aiden Brown. Thank you.
Oh, Aiden Brown. Okay, Brother Big L saying
that's the goalkeeper coach.
That's the goalkeeper coach that is vibing with Gaga Slonina. Brother Big L saying
and Brady.
And Brady. Brady just got called up to the U.S. men's national team. The young boys.
And he's going to be playing. I believe they start in a couple weeks. I think their first home game is in a couple weeks.
Jiggly, can you explain to the people? Maybe I will if you can't. But why Gaga Slonina was not called up?
Probably because he was injured going into this week, and they were like, well, we don't know what's going to go on here. And I'm sure the Fire were I think Ezra specifically said he was day to day. And also I think that's they're going to Azteca. They're going to want people that have experience going to Azteca. So they were lucky that apparently Zach Steffen might be ready, but like Sean is going to have to start at Azteca.
All right, there you go.
And they also brought Ethan Horvath, who, well, not exactly that experience on a national level, he is experienced on a club level. So you just want to make sure that you don't bring a kid to Azteca.
Yeah.
Brother BKL saying, I agree, 6.5 for Slonina, but we're moving on to Chicos. Chicos kind of had a
Chicos was quiet
game
and
today. So give us your
he
grades on
doesn't need to be-
Chicos. Packy saying, honestly, slow days. Mod
He doesn't
call
need to
for
be
Juve
loud.
Styles, and you've been granted. But Chico's 7.9 slow days was solid yet again, won so many headers. I think it was a down game for him. I'm giving him...
he was quieter than usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us a grade here if you guys got. I'm gonna go 6.7 because he still drove. He still was the fire. Like when the Fire have the ball in the back of the net. I'm sorry, in the back of their. They really drive the ball forward. When they have possession, they have purposeful possession. Like what Gretzky's saying. It's been amazing to watch, and part of that is Chico's driving it. It's not what we saw with Calvo, where it's kind of like this wayward haphazard because. In addition to Calvo, like the instructions just weren't clear for everybody who were out there. So you really can't slight Calvo for doing what he did. Right now, the instructions are clear for all these Fire players. And part of what's making that hum is the engine that is Rafa Chicos. I'm going to go 6.7 for him because I thought he had a down game.
I think that too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, more in terms of just being a down game, but it's still like very much like you got to see. I think another thing that I wanted to mention, you can pull it back up on who scored, but you see when it has ratings and it also has like whether like where it's going up for either team, and you just see the Fire dominate in terms of just like in terms of the timeline below of just like they were dominating most of the game.
They really were.
And, yeah, like it's good to see something like that. Yeah, and Chihos, yeah, it just like a solid C. Didn't see much extra out of him, but whatever.
So they're saying Gaga was called up and the Fire said no.
I think that's wrong. I'm gonna to the U20s. If it was to the U20s and the Fire said no, then yeah, I
think that's what happened too. I agree with Slow Day's assessment there. I feel like Fire were like, yeah, he's kind of injured, and also like you could kind of make the argument like, hey, we need him here. He can keep starting MLS games, but by the way, we have kind of one of the best promising other goalkeepers in MLS.
So we understand that Gaga is the #1 goalkeeper at his age group in the world, but we kind of have the #5 guy.
Oh, you're saying he's #5 rather than #2?
Well, in the world, #5.
It's hard for him to make any movement when he's got the #1 guy. He could be the #2 guy. We don't even know.
Well, and according to like rating systems from like actual like world scouts, they like if world scouts are saying he's #5, that's pretty damn good in itself.
Wow.
Like if world scouts are saying that an American player is #5 at their position in the world, that's pretty damn good. So just take it. Don't question it. Just take that.
By the way, we got Tio Louise checking in saying, James, you the best. Yo, Tio, Uncle Lewis, you the best. Thank you guys so much for hanging here out and spitting fire, where all of you guys make us the best show on freaking YouTube. Let's freaking go. Chicos 8 says Packy 8421, core of the buildup. He's just so cool and calm on the ball.
I think in general, yes, but this specific game, he was quiet.
Yeah.
This specific game, he was quiet.
It was really different.
Even though he was cool and calm, I remember so many instances of being cool and calm on the ball. There was just like a couple moments of frantic chaos where the Fire were nervous. They did get scored on. The clean sheet's been shattered. So yeah, quiet game. 6.7 for Chicos. Let's move on to other pair, right center back, Wyatt Ohmsberg. Wyatt Ohmsberg,
That
brother.
boy at 10.
You're saying what?
Not because of his actual play in the game. Just give him a 10, just because.
Ohmsberg 10. By the way,
Yes.
brother BKL
Yes.
saying Chicos definitely solid, but to me his angle looks a little different when he moves up pitch. 6.5 today for Chicos. Jairo Torres coming in soon. Excited, says Juve. But
We're just gonna take a vote right now. Who here says 10? Say aye.
for
Well, you're
Ohmsberg,
outvoted. You're outvoted. Ohmsberg gets a 10. I love democracy.
Ohmsberg was our best defender tonight.
I
Why
mean,
not?
I'm just giving
Hallelujah.
I'm giving Ohmsberg a 10 just no matter what until somebody stops me, until I
can't
lose the
debate you.
vote.
I'm gonna go 7. I'll go 7. I'm gonna go 7.2, which is what he got on Who Scored. Oh man, damn it! No, I'm sticking with it. 7.2. Packy saying 7.3. Ohmsberg continues to impress.
I mean, as I said earlier, like he is not a guy you want out there long term, but he does his job. He does
Yeah.
exactly what his job
Yep.
is. He
Yep.
doesn't need to do any more than that, and he's doing it.
Let's geek out on Olmsberg just for a minute here before we get into Sekulic and Navarro. Starter, he's locked in right now. Turan has to do a lot.
Or Omsberg can have like one bad game, and you put in Tehran.
One bad game, you think he's earned?
Yeah,
That could happen.
I think 2 bad games
yeah,
he's earned.
that can happen.
But you're right. You're right.
Basically, you just run with him until he can't. That's it.
Give us your grades for Olmsberg in the chat. But right now, boys and girls, let's Jiggly, Gretzky, can you hold the show for 1 minute and a half? I have to do 2 things. I got to grab a new beer and I got to run to the bathroom. My back teeth are floating like ice cubes. It's the worst.
Boris Sekulic has been not that good.
Sekulic and Navarro.
Yeah, Sekulic.
They both had kind of quiet games today. That's what I'll say. I'll be
Yeah,
right back.
very, very sporadic from both Sekulic and yeah.
I mean, well, one thing I will say about Navarro, back to like the vibes thing, like he was real excited when he got over to Section 8. So that's one thing that you can get. Like I didn't expect him to be a vibes to be a guy who can like develop into a vibes guy, but you know what? He might be a vibes guy. Might be a vibes guy. But in terms of his actual play, I'm still very unconvinced by Navarro. Sekulic was our most consistent player last season, and this season not quite as much,
Right.
which is unfortunate. But
I like to add on, like during practice, I see that man just showing off, like he's just doing back heels, he's just doing all this stuff.
What,
But
Sekulic?
Yeah, Sekulic.
Ah,
He does all that shit, but I don't know. Just do something on the pitch.
yeah. I mean, he was just quietly the best player on the team the past 2 seasons, and
Yeah.
now that we have actually good players now, or at least players that are finally showing up, I think that he's being a bit outplayed by his teammates.
Right.
And then what? Gaston? I don't know. I don't want to talk about Gaston. Pineda.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna breeze through these now. Yeah, now that James is gone, we're going to just like be done with this by the time he comes back. Let's do it. Pineda. Okay. Yeah, like I mean, it's just like that's the thing. Like he's a defensive player. I don't really trust him as an attacking player. He's a defensive player. Then someone said Navarro 1.0, and I really thought that you said he got a 1.0, but I think that you meant something else. Then okay, yeah, Gaston. As I said, I don't want to talk about this man. He is a mystery wrapped in an enigma. Fabian Herbers, he got an assist today, which I did not expect. He also got another yellow card. It was fine. I liked him. Give that man a 7.
I'm gonna give him a 7 just for that as well.
Give that man a 7. Ivanov was fine. He didn't have the same sort of games that he's had like the earlier in the season. Like he finally got his goal and then he shut up.
I'm back.
Yeah.
He finally got a goal and then he shut up.
That one play, he really fucked up there.
As I said, he got his goal and now he's shut up. And I don't think we're gonna see much out of him for the rest of the season, honestly. But the way that he's played later in that DC game and then today, I once again am asking for Duran to start over Ivanov.
Wow.
Yeah. He had his 5 seconds. He had his 5 seconds.
He had his moment.
Yeah, 5 seconds of fame. Then everything just died out.
Yeah. Shaqiri, I mean, I cannot. It's sort of that thing of like, being asked to like appraise like a priceless vase or something, or like appraise your childhood toy and be like, what value do you put on like your childhood memories? Like that's the sort of thing that I'm looking at with Shaqiri. It's like he's important to this team no matter what. He is going to be a 10 for this team unless he does something terrible.
You bring up a good question. Who is the most important player?
It's Shaqiri.
You think it's Shaqiri?
Well, I mean, Shaqiri and Shihos.
Yes,
but
I would agree with that.
Shihos has the ability to be quiet in a game. He's allowed that because if your defense is quiet, then that means it's fine. that means that your
Sure.
midfield is actually doing its job.
Mhm.
So if your defense is quiet, if Shios is quiet, that means the game is fine. If Shaqiri is quiet, something terrible has happened.
By the way, Jiggly and Gretzky, I was listening when I ran away. I just had because I had you guys in my pocket or something. But you guys are fucking hilarious, both of you. Like you guys were making me fucking laugh. Like I can't imagine what it's to be like a viewer for Spitting Fire. But I just had you guys on for a minute, and I heard you guys like, James isn't here. We can fucking go. I was fucking, I'm dying. I can't imagine what it's like for viewers, dude. You guys are fucking hilarious. I love that you guys are on my show. Thank you guys so much for hanging out here after the game. I told
you, I'm a professional.
You are, Jiggly. You're on your way. You're about to get published.
So yeah, as I said with like, I mean, yeah, go on. Please praise me more.
I just wanted to tell what's your name again?
Jiggly.
No.
His real name?
Yeah, John.
No, we keep it secret.
Spitting Fire.
Oh, it's James. I'm James. Yep, I'm James.
Oh, James. Okay, James. So, you heard us when we were talking about Sekulic, right?
Actually, I'm glad you brought it up. I wanted to say one thing. So Sekulic, you said he was the best player on the Fire the past 2 seasons. No longer. And you want to know what the difference is? He was the best player on a bad team. No longer is the Chicago Fire like a bad team. Yeah. The rest of the talent has raised so much that Sekulic no longer is the best player on the bad team. I don't even know if he's the worst player on this team, but he's not nowhere near the best.
I would say that you would have to say that about like someone like her. Well, I've talked about Herbers before being a reptile, which sounds like an insult, but what I mean is that like he is room temperature. He's cold-blooded. He is whatever the temperature of the room is. So if the rest of the team is good, he's going to be good. If the rest of the team is bad, he's going to be bad. He's a guy you want coming off the bench. You don't want Fabian Herbers as a starter on a championship team. But he is a good guy to have off the bench, and he will be about the level of the rest of the team. And you know what? His level is raised by simply standing next to Shaqiri. As I said, he's cold-blooded. He is whatever the temperature of the room is. He's next to Shaqiri. Shaqiri is good. He's going to be good.
His past 2 games have been exceptional. He had to take on his.
I'm still thinking about that touch.
His last game against Gressel was a masterclass. He was the better player than Julian Gressel when we played DC United. And guess who DC United's best player was? Julian Gressel.
Oh, yeah, it's Gressel.
And Fabian Herbers outplayed him that night. And that's why also part of the reasons that we won. So that was huge. He was a huge part of that. I agree with your assessment though, that like Fabian Herbers would serve this team better coming off the bench. Right now, though, we don't have a player who's in front of him. Jairo Torres isn't here yet.
Well, yeah.
So, and because he's not here, also Ivanov is not in front of Herbers either. I think so. Like even when Jairo Torres comes, I see Jairo Torres stepping in over Ivanov before he steps in over Fabian Herbers.
If you remember back before the season when Ruben was on here too, and I mentioned about Ivanov not being young, and then I found out that he's like a couple months older than me or something like that, and it's just like, yeah, whatever. I guess I'm 22. Like I still don't care. Like I still don't care. Now I think he might be 23 by now.
Still,
as I said, he's a few months older than me
compared to me.
But like my point is just like I don't see this guy developing much at all.
Really,
in general, like
yes,
it looks like he's hit it looks like he has about hit his ceiling. If this is his ceiling, dear God, I don't want him.
Jiggly Gretzky, how similar do you see him being to our old Polish friend Frankowski?
Why would you compare them? They're
because they play
different people.
No, they play the same exact position.
Different
people.
They're
both the same right wing, and they're both kind of asked to do the same things. They're asked to stretch the defense.
They may be getting asked to do the same things, but like Frankowski is a burner. He's a shuttle man. He is gonna go back and forth. Ivanov, I don't think he's a guy who's gonna go back and forth. I think Ivanov is much more of like an inside forward. He's gonna cut in. Like we saw him do that. That's how he got his goal chances earlier in the season. He's gonna do that. He's not gonna do it well, I don't think. I haven't seen him do it like truly well. Also, I just want to mention this in terms of the other team, because we were talking about Shaqiri. Ben Sweat was a starter for Kansas City, and Shaqiri did not walk off the pitch and retire on the spot. So, hey, that's a plus for the Fire. Am I right?
If you listen to Jiggly's last podcast, oh my gosh, the hilarious praise you were giving Ben Sweat and the jokes you guys were given was hilarious. I think it was the last 10 minutes of your episode.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then also the insults I threw at Spencer Ritchie for no reason. But Ben Sweat is just like the pinnacle of an MLS player. Just like you hear that name and you're like, that's MLS.
He's
right
like
there.
a 30-year-old second-year player or third-year player.
Yeah, somewhat. Like I remember when he was playing for the Crew in a US Open Cup game. Like I think he was playing for the Crew in the legendary Raccoon game at Toyota Park. Like that's how long he's been around. That just like there's random journey in MLS. So like he's just a guy, and he's the kind, and because he's such a guy, it seems like he's the kind of guy who's gonna try to break someone's legs.
I heard you guys kind of blow by Pineda and
I don't want to talk about Gaston. It's in my contract that I don't want to talk about Gaston.
We'll plug your ears for at least a minute here because we got to talk about Gaston. He came out and played one. Some people said one of his best games, but statistically, it was one of his most pedestrian games this season. He outplayed Pineda, according to Who Scored. He put up a 7 to Pineda's 6.8. I love the chat weighing in. Slow Days brother BKL Packy. A lot of people saying 7.5 or 7s for Pineda, 6.5 for Navarro. Sekulic was kind of ho hum, but 7.3 for Pineda, but. Frank, but where are we standing on Gaston? Like, are we giving him a 7? We give him a 6? I know Jiggly. Jiggly, don't weigh in if you don't.
Well, no, I'm talking about the midfield. I'm talking about like that central midfield in general. Like, I try not to think about it.
Yeah.
Because I try not to think about Gaston in general. Like, we don't need to get into that further. We've talked about that enough times. But Pineda, I try not to think about that either because he's not an attacking player.
No,
like when I saw him like miss his chance in that last game, it's like. I mean, that doesn't matter. He's not playing that position.
Man. Wow.
That's not a position he should be playing. Yeah. So like, I don't think about that.
Well, you created a question in my mind now, Jiggly. If you're saying that Pineda is not the offensive player that we think he is to be, nor is Gaston Jimenez, nor is Federico Navarro, really, what is the best combination of two midfielders that you got back there? I gotta say, I'm right now.
John and Luca.
Luca. I want to cry about Luca.
Yeah, exactly. Like the one player that honestly we need for this team right now. Put Shaqiri out on the right wing. You put Luca in the middle.
Oh my god!
And that is an attack. That is a good attack.
This is a similar mistake that they had. If we had Georgi Mihailovic.
No, I don't want to talk about him either. That's also in my contract.
No.
Okay. All right, we're forgetting about that.
And Jack Harrison, just before you say anything, Jack Harrison too. We don't talk about him.
We do not talk. I agree with you there. That's actually in my contract. We don't talk about JH. We don't talk about former Chicago Fire draft picks unless it's Shinya Shiki. I like Shinya Shiki.
Well, no, the Fire never drafted him. They traded.
They should have.
They should have, honestly, yeah. But like,
that would have been a great little player here. He's so good for Colorado.
International slots too, like international slots.
He's got a green card now or something.
Well, now he does, but at that time he was still specifically a Brazilian national. So
new mod Slode saying exactly on Herbers, Jiggly. Whatever you were saying about Herbers, your prescription, the doctor's orders you gave was exactly what Slodays wanted to hear.
Well, I mean, I will say that of draft picks that I will never shut up about, obviously John Baccaro and Mo Adams.
JB, what's JB, old JB even doing?
I don't know anymore. I think he's in the Canadian League.
Oh, jeez. Guys, this podcast is too fun. You guys are so fun to fucking talk soccer with. Pardon my French.
I think he's on like the Ottawa Fury or something like that.
Oh my god!
He'll make hay for them. That's a fun thing to go watch. Yeah. A Barcelona guy in Ottawa. That's.
Oh wait, no. He's currently. Oh, he's with Stoichkov's old team, Slavia Sofia.
Ooh,
right now.
Oh, Cristo.
You remember how Peter was saying it? Cristo.
Yeah.
So they're saying Frankie was the best player in the last 4 to 5 games. Frankowski was the best player in the last 4 to 5 games of every season. and then vanished the rest.
He did pretty well when we sold him. He actually did pretty well at the beginning of the season.
For Lyon? Or the year we sold him?
We could talk about Bruno if you want to, but I haven't seen the movie.
Oh no! Slone is saying that Gaston had one of his best games for the Fire. Jiggly, you don't have to comment though. But he fell asleep and stopped on the goal. So it's like last game we get the goal. This game he kind of falls asleep on the goal. And I got to remember the game before he kind of almost
he's fallen asleep on the biggest chances for the other team. Yes. That's the thing.
Yes.
He's getting caught snoozing every fucking game.
That's why I'm saying that, like, he doesn't show up when he needs to show up.
Hitting the snooze button.
That's why I'm saying that.
But at least he's showing up to training on time.
I mean, not last season, but maybe this season. I don't know. I haven't heard any reports about it yet.
No, I think he is. He's very much engaged. You said it yourself. Jiggly said it himself.
No, I didn't say it. I said he was the first person in the tunnel. Like, I didn't say he was the first person over at Section 8. I think he came over, said hi to a couple people, and left. Everybody else is sticking around.
And you said Navarro's been becoming a bit of a vibes guy. I'm not surprised by that because you guys have been watching these videos. If you guys see some of the stuff on Instagram and TikTok, by the way, we are now on TikTok. If you guys want to support Spinning Fire and help Chicago get the game of soccer grow in Chicago and the world, subscribe to us on TikTok. Greatly appreciate it. But when you see him on TikTok, Navarro is in the videos, dude. He likes this team. And the one thing I'm getting the sense from a lot of these guys, Ohmsberg, Chicos, the guys that aren't even playing right now, from the top to the bottom, is these guys are liking playing for the Chicago Fire right now.
Well, that's something I was telling. Well, I mean, you listened to the last episode and you heard Adnan making fun of Gaga for being so hyped about being a Fire player. But like, that's a thing of just like, he's the first homegrown player that we've had that truly loves being a Fire player. Georgie didn't have it, like
some
Harry
people got it stripped out of them though.
Pineda doesn't truly have it. Like, as I said, like Ship didn't have it.
Pineda's brother got slided by the Fire. That kind of right.
That too.
So like that, that's the thing. The Fire of the past have made mistakes, which have led for some of these players feeling jilted, and we can't blame them for feeling jilted because they were not treated correctly. All of a sudden, you have Gaga, who is legit treated perfectly from top to bottom. So
even on like Twitter, like he is out here, he is having a great time. As I cannot stop thinking about this joke that Adnan said, which is just like his impression of Gaga, which is like, this morning I woke up and I just started fist pumping because I realized I was on the Fire. Like, he's that kind of guy. It's just like, it's so refreshing to have that kind of guy that just like loves being here.
Yeah,
I agree with you 100% on that. We got Violet saying, Violet2816, by the way, Violet, thank you for hanging out here on Spinning Fire. This is where we talk MLS and Chicago Fire all the time. Asking, did Jairo Torres play today? Let's let her know.
Jairo Torres does not show up until May.
Until May the 1st. So we're about a month and a half away from Jairo Torres playing for Chicago Fire. He's still with Atlas FC. However, he's going to be here sooner than we think. There's only like a handful of games in between now and May 1st, but still, all according to Jiggly and the Sad Boys podcast, no relevant games until June or July.
Until July, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as BKL mentioned something about a lucky number, and I just want to say I rolled my D20 before I left for the game, and the first thing I rolled was a 3, which is my personal number. And then I rolled a nat 20. So we scored 3 goals. So, hey.
Wow. Gaston. Thinking face to give me a perfect lucky 8. You know what? Changed my mind. 7 for Gaston because I definitely don't know what I saw, but it looked good, but also looked similar. Gaston, he's such a troubling player to grade.
When the ball got close to Gaston, I did like pick up my head and I looked at what he was doing. And he did bare minimum of like what you would want for somebody standing in that spot, like
barrier.
It's just like, yeah, sure. He did what he needed to do there. And then, when he needs to move, he doesn't move. And that's the thing. Like, if you want him to be a defensive player, that's the thing. If you look at those 2 players, you want one of them to be defensive and one of them push up. Pineda is pushing up.
He's trying to push up.
He is. Like it's not whether you want him to push up or not. I don't want either of those two players pushing up because they're defensive players. I don't want either of them doing that.
Mhm.
But Pineda is pushing up, and Gaston is saying that he's pushing up, but he's not. And he's not coming back either. And because Pineda is pushing up so far, Pineda's not coming back.
Right.
So like I don't trust this midfield. I don't like talking about this.
There's
midfield because
questions,
there's nothing.
and like but the more they play together, you got to figure between Jimenez, Shaqiri, Pineda, they figure out their assignments. The more they play together, the more settled they'll get. But like you both guys said,
you want to go back to the heat map. You want to go back to the heat map?
I will. I'll bring it back up. But
Because
what you guys
Shaqiri-
said earlier about missing Stojanovic, I think rings so true. Because if we had Stojanovic, you might even be able to play Stojanovic on that right wing instead of Ivanov. And leave Shaqiri where he's at. Although you probably want Stojanovic in the middle, move Shaqiri out to the right wing, let them kind of play. Who's your father in the middle?
Dax McCarty. I don't think we can get Dad McCarty back.
No. That's still too defensive. No.
You said father, so like Dad McCarty. Yeah. I'm looking at his Shaqiri's heat map again just to check it, and you see he's much more in that defensive area now. And I think he's probably having to cover for Gaston.
Oh my.
You look at that little cloud back there. You look at the little cloud back there.
Okay,
Going back there a bit.
You're
He might
right.
be covering
Look at
for
this.
Gaston.
And so we have this little. I gotta pull this up for the chat. Chat can't see what we're seeing. I gotta. Pull this
I mean,
up,
that's it. I mean, I'm gonna be pulling that up on the telestrator later
Holy
today,
cow,
later
but
tonight
so-
when I do that.
So
But
chat, take a look right here. Jiggly's bringing our attention to behind the circle. Here, this is Shaqiri's heat map. He's doing work in the far left corner, doing a lot of work, which is strange
for no reason,
Shaqiri.
I don't understand that.
That
but
makes no
what-
sense. I
go
think
off.
you know why? There was those weird throw-ins that they had in the corner there for a little bit. That's
Very
what
possible,
it was.
very
That's
possible.
what made that heat map go off. But everywhere else, you look in the middle, behind this middle circle, you see him doing a lot of defensive work on the right side of the field. Guess whose area that is? Pineda's.
Yeah.
That's actually Pineda's.
That's Pineda's spot, and he's got to go back and cover for him because Pineda's pushing forward.
Because that's actually what we just learned there. That's actually crazy.
So like it's this thing, as I keep saying, like I don't want to think about this midfield. I hope that they fix it. Like it's just, I hope they fix it. I'm just gonna try not to think. It's like me thinking about like the current situation in the world at the moment. I'm just not gonna think about it and hope that it goes away. I
Hopefully
can't
it
do anything
does.
about this.
Slow Days talking about the Hyro situation, saying, let's hope for more red cards for Hyro. I just burst out laughing.
Let's hope for more yellow cards for Duran.
And he's right about that, because more red cards for Hyro means, a couple games off. And then he comes right back into the Chicago Fire in May 1st, healthy and ready to go. And Slow Days clarifies, so he stays healthy. Really glad he's not at Querétaro. Like that, the Querétaro incident stuff is going on.
Don't talk.
We won't
Yeah,
talk about it. But
bad.
yeah, exactly. That stuff's horrible. And I'm glad that he's not there to do that. But they were playing Atlas that night. Violet saying it would suck if Hyro got injured. It'd be horrible. I'm not worried about it, but I am worried about it. How are you guys feeling about that?
What?
Hyro Torres, possibility to get injured before May 1st.
We don't talk about that. You
Let's
don't
not
need to
talk about it.
that.
We'll move on.
We don't,
AK
need,
Gaming.
we don't need to talk about that, so why talk about it?
All right. AK Gaming's back. Slow Day saying Gaston pushes up further and further when Federico is playing with him.
Yeah. So it's just this thing of like I don't think we have any sort of like attack-minded midfielder that will come back and defend too. So
Becerra,
that's
not right.
Becerra is not a full midfielder though. Like I would put him where Shaqiri is playing.
Right.
I'd move Shaqiri. Like if I put out my own personal idea of what I think a good Fire lineup is, obviously I just have Duran up top because I love chaos. And then I have Becerra as that 10 at that 10 spot, playing as like the 9.5, 9.75 or whatever. And then he puts Shaqiri out wide.
Let's get into
Let's
get into our last three players real quick here. Herbers, Shaqiri, four players. Herbers, Shaqiri, Ivanov, and Prishabilko are grades for them. I thought that Herbers had a great game today. I think he's been having good games for most games. There was one game he got really, really hot, got a yellow card. Like, you could do, he's playing with an edge. He's not great. He's just playing very, very good. He's playing some of the best soccer Fabian Herbers has played. And I could see why you can't, he's hard to sit. 7.1 from Who Scored. How you feel about Fabian Herbers, boys and girls?
I think I already said about like Herbers is just temperature of the room.
Temperature of the room.
His score is whatever score the Fire have, you know?
Like 7.1 today. Yeah. Actually, that's a great assessment, Jiggly. I really do like that. Yeah. Indeed, Jiggly, talking about Shaqiri. Shaqiri is having to drop deep to get on the ball. Casper is on a bit of an island. We really need Shaqiri to be collecting the ball higher up. He's collecting the ball too deep. Great point by Slow Days. That is the issue I'm seeing from Jimenez and Pineda. They're making Shaqiri do a little bit too much work. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, before it was like Shabirshko was playing like as a defensive midfielder in the Orlando game, you know, like at least he's playing up top now, right? Right. That was the other heat map I checked. I didn't mention it to you guys, but that was the other one that I looked at. It's like, oh, hey, he's playing in the right spot now. All
right, let's take a look at Prishabilko's. Prishabilko's looks similar to well, it's similarly not very well lit up to Shaqiri's, but a lot of work on the all over. I like what I'm seeing from this heat map from Prishabilko. Good shutout, Jiggly here. I like what I'm seeing here.
I'm a professional.
Jiggly's legit. By the way, boys and girls, greatly appreciate all you guys hanging out, talking Chicago Fire with us here on Spitting Fire, as we've already surpassed 1,000 subs. Thanks to viewers like you. You guys are the best in the game. Thank you for helping us burn down the YouTube algorithms. We're getting into our last final grades here. Ivanov, kind of a low game. You guys already said 6.4 is from who scored. I'm sitting on that.
I'd give him a D. Yeah, 6.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And maybe player of the match with Prishabilko. How do you feel about him? What grade do you give him? Because, like, was he frustrating for you at points, or was he playing outstanding soccer today from start to finish?
Not start to finish. I mean, the thing is that, like, his shots were good shots. He's finally getting there. He's finally, like, dialing himself in. So it's good to see, at least. It's good to see.
He almost got a hat trick. I thought, like, he didn't get the chance to get the hat trick, but there was a couple of moments where I was like, oh, the hat trick could be coming. And the chance didn't
He was out there to do it. He was out there to do it. Yes. Not that, you know, he got close to it. He was just out there to do it.
He got an 8 points. He got a great score. I mean, 8.7.
Rating. We've already talked about how, you know, Gaston is gaslighting us with his ratings. So, I mean, like, it's this whole thing of just like ratings. You're going to get a higher rating if you score, you know? So he scored 2 goals. You're going to get a high rating. And you're going to have to be given a high rating. So yeah, I'll give him like, you know, a B+, you know, but like, I'm not fully convinced by him yet.
The 3 subs, always super hard to grade the subs, but Brian Gutierrez, I actually thought he played a better game today than he played last week. Jonathan Bornstein had a good game today. Not as good a game as he played last week. Brian Gutierrez did, like I said. And Federico Navarro, how did you guys feel about Fed?
You know what? I didn't notice. I don't know.
Me neither.
I almost didn't notice
that
Fed.
He came onto the pitch.
Yeah, I noticed Jonathan Bornstein and Gutierrez more than I noticed Federico. But maybe that's a good thing?
I mean, that's a bad thing for us.
Yeah.
Especially if we're expecting Federico to kind of replace Gaston.
Yeah. As I mean, I'm going to keep bringing this up because it's right next to me. Like, as I said, I'm pretty sure I noticed this piece of Soldier Field fall off of, a seat more than I noticed Fede Navarro.
Wow.
So that's a bad thing.
That is a bad thing.
I will have to check. I mean, Adnan, I actually had to ask Adnan, like, as I was coming back from the game, like, hey, was this a good game or not? I need talking points for my video. And he was just like, yeah, read my article, whatever.
By the way,
I'm pretty sure that he's
I'm pretty sure that sorry, I'm the worst.
Yes, he's also a professional.
He is.
And he has to learn from me. So but yeah, like I didn't see much from Fede, which is not good news for my own propaganda.
You know what? In a way, Fede's kind of trended downward in a way.
But
and not
of his own, not of his own volition,
and
too.
not,
Like,
and
it's
also
just
not
sort of-
dramatic. It wasn't dramatic. It's not like a plummet, but it is a trend down, because here a lot of us were thinking, wow, he's locked in as the starter. Pineda's going to have trouble getting in, and Pineda's locked in as the starter. Federico's having trouble getting in. Gaston's locked in as the veteran that is making the midfield hum per Ezra.
No, I'm not going to say that he's making the midfield.
I'm not saying it.
Money.
We're not saying it. Ezra.
He's making the money in the midfield, and you got to start him.
You don't have to. You don't have to. But
you don't have to. Legally, you don't have to. But like,
yeah.
You have to play him because you're paying him that much money. You're not just going to give him money to sit on the bench.
We had Iron Phil of Black Fires on the show during last week. It was on Wednesday, by the way. Check that show out. It was an awesome little show, Black Fires. We had Big Phil coming on the show talking about Black Fires initiatives, what's been going on there, as well as just talking about Chicago Fire and what we're thinking for this season. So check out that podcast. It was awesome having Black Fires on. MLS is Black, and it was fantastic with Iron Phil, by the way. He commented earlier and said, what a win after this. I'm taking a nap before work. So good to hear from him. And I'm liking what we're seeing here. Jiggly, we're sitting in second place, guys.
Hallelujah.
Can you believe it?
I don't know. You're not allowed to say that word. It's Lent.
Oh,
We're
about
forgive us, Pope. The King Pontificator.
It's as I've said before, every single team in MLS is mid-table.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
This means nothing. It means nothing until July, which is weird because it's like half the season will have been played and we'll have a better idea of like where teams are, and maybe a team will finally like show up, but everyone's mid-table.
But the big thing is there's only 30 games left. Only 30, and 4 of them are out of the way, and Chicago Fire have secured points in all 4 of them. That's a great streak to begin the season, as well as Gaga Slonita's clean sheet streak, which was just broken today. Still.
Well, yeah, we haven't had a start like this since 2009, which, I always say that the Fire have not been good in over a decade, and that is the specific year that I think of when I think of the last time the Fire were good. Even 2017 was a blip. Like, that wasn't even like a thing to me. They were just good for like part of that season.
Agreed. Right in the middle, and then not at the end.
They weren't good at the beginning. They weren't good at the end. They were good for the middle of that season. And you know what? That was a great time. And then everything fell apart.
And Jiggly, Gretzky, I've been saying the difference between this season and that season, because that was a well-built team, but it did not have Gaga Slonita in net. Like, it had offense, it had defense, it had midfield, but it didn't have the right coach, and it didn't have the right goalkeeper. This team has the right coach and the right goalkeeper.
This team, well, I think the difference is more that team was a bunch of mercenaries.
Hodgepodge parts, as we often would say.
That was a mercenary team.
That was a wagon built of different connects and Legos and build-a-blocks and and Lincoln Logs. Meanwhile, this is a team that's legit the same Lego set from start to finish. I'll be right back. I gotta check on Puppy.
I mean, to me, it was just what?
We don't talk about Wiki.
I mean, we don't even need to talk about Wiki. We honestly, they were if you saw the stream with Iron Phil, he was they were talking about how much they still appreciate Heights, and I don't either. I still don't.
Puppy, all good. You don't appreciate Heights?
I mean, I'll wait for what he
Let's
does
get into
in the
this
summer.
because I had Iron Phil on.
Heights was the one who re-signed Gaston. Okay.
Okay.
For a second,
but he's got to
make three. He made 3 signings.
He's got to recoup the investment. If he could still somehow get $2-3 million from some South American team that's willing to bring on Gaston back,
if he can, that's great.
That's what he's trying to do.
3 signings this offseason.
I think
2
right
of them
now
are very good.
I think Big Phil kind of, I don't know if he kind of suggested this on the last podcast, but he was talking about the future for Chicago Fire. But I don't know if they're shopping Gaston Jimenez. Like his future, the future for Gaston Jimenez to finish on the Fire this season is not 100% at all. And if they could remove him, that opens up the ability to bring a new DP in this season and this next transfer window.
That's what I'm saying about that midfield, which is just, I try not to think about it because I'm hoping that like mid-season we're going to get a better midfielder.
Well,
we're gonna get an attacking
Slow Day
midfield.
saying that we have the best CDM on the team, and that's already that's Federico.
Well, not as a holding midfielder. I need that 8. We need an 8.
The Stoyanovich role.
Yes.
Or
Well, I mean,
Madron.
honestly, I mean, my head, whenever I talk about like a well-built team, my brain does automatically go to like a well-built Red Stars team. So an 8, I think of an 8 as Morgan Bryan. A
I
player who's going to come back, who's going to defend, but also connects that defense to the attack.
Mm.
Whenever she wasn't on the pitch for the Red Stars for the past like 3-4 years, the Red Stars suffered without her on the pitch.
She resuscitated her career too.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I mean by like that is the type of player that I want the Fire to get. I'd also like them to get, like the men's version of Sam Kerr, but I know that that's impossible.
Lewandowski is not out there. He's
no. Lewandowski is not Sam Kerr. How dare you insult Sam Kerr like that? Like, I mean, maybe in terms of like like volume and like goals and also how well their national team has done around them. But in terms of like, play style, that there's no one like Sam Kerr. I think the closest player comparison from the men's side is like Zlatan maybe, but even then, like she's faster. she's got more tools to her.
All right, boys and girls, I'm getting ready. We're getting close to shutting down the podcast. I think we're closing down. We felt really good about what we saw out of Casper and the subs today. Really good at what we saw of the Chicago Fire. We still want to see more. It's still early days. What do you guys want to put out kind of your final assessments here? For how you're feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've said it already that like it doesn't matter.
Don't matter.
It doesn't matter until it does.
I had to my thingy reset. Boom. Okay. Boom. My comments slowed down there, boys and girls. So I got them back now. 9, taking and leave. It says brother BKL. Fed's the best CDM on the team. My eyes are really wide after what I saw of that standing. Holy cow, says brother BKL. Delson built teams with shiny toys. This team feels more like the pieces actually fit together. Kind of going back what we were saying there earlier, Jiggly and Gretz.
Something else that you said, we're second in the East, right? Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Have you checked the supporter shield?
No. What do you think?
The Fire are currently second in the supporter shield.
So, well, yeah, because we've let up 1 goal and we have 5 goals for. So we have the best defensive record of the 8 pointers who are all in second place. That's Real Salt Lake and Minnesota.
Which honestly, that is just a vibe lineup for me. I love like Adnan calls me a closet DC United fan, but I am an out of closet RSL fan. Like, they're funny.
They are funny. So is Colorado. I think they're both funny. Guys, would you guys believe me if I told you the best 4 teams in MLS right now, according to points? I mean, just right now, because a couple teams haven't played, but best 4 teams in MLS are Philadelphia, Chicago Fire, Real Salt Lake, and Minnesota. Something ain't right.
I like Minnesota.
I like Minnesota too. Actually, who's the best team of those 4? I think it's Philly.
Those 4, I still think, you know what? If you want to give me of those 4, I can tell you a reason why each of those teams are not good enough.
Give it to me.
Except for Real Salt Lake.
We'll start closing down.
Philly has been weird recently. They have given up their best players. Like, that's the thing. Like, they've given up their best players, and I just don't see much out of them the same way. They got a couple of good I really like Julian Carranza. They got him from Miami on loan. I like him. I don't know how well that's going to work out. They got a new guy too. Like, I'd have to do some more research on them, but to me, they're just not quite there anymore. Like, they're not quite the same. The Fire, we've talked about them, so I don't need to say anymore.
They're brand new to this. This is new territory.
I don't know what this team is yet.
Minnesota contender, Jiggly. I'll tell you that. That's what they are.
Certainly. I mean, as I said, like, they automatically are 6th in the East at the end of the season. To me, they're automatically 6th in the East. That's playoffs.
This is not an 11th place team. That's for sure.
Yeah. Minnesota. The thing about them is that they're really a wild card. Like, 3 of these 4 teams are really wild cards. The Fire, RSL, Minnesota. Really wild card teams. And I think that Minnesota, especially of them, because they made some interesting signings, and like not a lot of names come to mind when you see this team. Okay, their game ended, but like I mean, just looking at who they have, they got Debasi.
Mhm.
They got. I mean, Dane St. Clair is an amazing goalkeeper.
Yes, he is. That's a great way to build their
Reynoso,
lineup.
right?
Boxall's a decent dude. Boxall's a decent defender.
Yeah,
So
he's
is
a good defen- like,
Coleman.
they have like all of these like players that is just like unexpected.
Do you know how many times I've said Arriaga's name in the past 3 weeks? So many you'd think it was a Simpsons skit. Will Trapp, that's great. Reynoso, Load. I like this team from
Yeah, it's
Minnesota.
like it's interesting. And as I said, Bongo Kule Hlongwane. You want to get on that, and you want to learn how to spell that name correctly as well.
But it's also confusing because you go over to the Quakes. You got Ebobise, like. You got Jackson Ewell, like. You got Gregus, you like. You got Calvo, no.
And their coach, Matias Almeida, who
Yes.
is a genius. He has to be a genius. Otherwise, what have we been doing this entire time?
What is going like? Yeah.
Anybody who got wait, is Gretzky, you're still here.
Gretzky,
did you get the community reference there? No? Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Kind of spaced out there, so my bad.
Great.
I love Community. It's my jam. Jiggly for sure.
Yeah, Matias Almeida is a genius. He has to be.
Yeah.
He has to be. But like that's the thing with like, Minnesota, like there's not a lot to really expect out of them. They've done well. And that's a bit weird, but they've done well. Then you got Real Salt Lake, which is they don't belong here, so that's why they're going to be here. Like that has been them since October. That's just who they are. And that's their entire history as a club. They shouldn't be here, but they are. Even back in like the Beckerman days, it's just like, why are you here? What is the point of you? Oh, you won MLS Cup. Okay. You won the Eastern Conference Championship as a Western Conference team. Okay.
By the way, I just subscribed to Jock Weeb Jiggly. And if you guys want to do that too, I'll make sure I have the link in the description. The link's already in the description. So to follow and help support Jiggly's awesome little Chicago Fire YouTube guy. I love looking at this guy. This guy's too funny. But I'm sorry to disrupt the conversation there. Go back.
I mean, I don't really have much else there. As I said, I explained to you a reason why each of those 4 teams like aren't good enough. So like, as I said, every single team in this league is mid-table. Every team is mid-table, and the Fire are automatically the number 6 team in the East by the end of the year.
I think so.
Anything like that is their minimum this season. If they do anything worse than that, then something horrible has happened. Like they've done something terribly wrong, but they could do something more. So that's hopeful.
Gretzky, what's your honest assessment of where you think the Fire are at? Do you think they're a playoff team, or do you think they're still kind of on the outside of it?
I'm going to have to say 6 as well, because it will fluctuate. There's going to be wins, there's going to be losses, and yeah.
Right now, Slow Day saying second in the supporter shield, but best I can do for the Fire is 18 in the power rankings. I think they're actually at 16th in the power rankings for some of the stuff I've been seeing. I'm willing to put them top 15.
Well, no, they're being placed at 18. They're second in the supporters shield, but like the power rankings people are not giving them any credit.
Oh, they're definitely not top 10. They're not top 10 right now. You can't give them
but like
that.
I can't give any team top 10. Can I just like have like,
not even the Seattle, not even
the joke. The joke in Moneyball about like, there's the big teams and then the smaller teams and 1,000 miles of shit and then us. Like I would like there to be 1,000 miles of shit and then start at 10 and then start adding in MLS teams. That's how I feel about this current season with all the way that everyone has been playing. Like there's no team that I feel is better than any other team. And that should be like, there should be like joint everybody is joint number 15 in the league, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of parity in the MLS. It definitely feels like that this year.
It's what makes it fun, you know?
I've been betting
I love
MLS
chaos.
more than ever before. By the way, check out our betting shows. We follow Sons of a Pitch Soccer podcast for most of our betting picks, but then we come out with our parlay builder each week to help people put together like 3, 4, 5 picks to help build that little lotto ticket. You put $5 and all of a sudden $5 turns into 500 or 2,000. The way the parlay builder works is awesome, and we've been nailing quite a few of them. If you guys make a couple picks, you guys got a chance out there. It's very fun.
I got a friend who at the game who put like $50 down on Shabishko scoring the first goal.
Oh, that's so sick! He made money.
Yeah. I will say, just to talk about like I have like a final thing to say.
Yes,
so, like,
let's get into our final thoughts.
Whatever like final thoughts that you guys have, I have my own final thought.
Well, I'll parlay real quick. By the way, thank you guys so much for spitting fire here and hanging out, talking Chicago Fire, MLS soccer here on Spitting Fire. Kick that like button, spread this with your friends. Please share the video and tell them, hey, I didn't see you in chat. Seriously, give them some guff. Get them here in chat. This is where we want people to hang out and talk Chicago Fire all the time. We have some of the best people in the community because we are stronger together. You better believe it, baby. Jiggly, final thoughts today. What you thinking, man?
So, as I said, I didn't watch all of the game.
You were there.
The 65th minute.
You were there.
At the 65th. Well, I mean, that's what I'm getting at.
Right.
Around the 65th minute, is usually about the time that I walk down to Section 8 from the club seats. And I walked out. I decided to take a different way around so that I can try to go say hi to Steph, but I couldn't find him. But I walked around. I ended up
DJ
out on
Steph,
the colonnade.
to clarify?
Yeah,
Yep.
DJ Step. I ended out on like the colonnade, you know, the like historic part of Soldier Field. And damn, the city's beautiful. Like,
it is.
I walked out and like, Fire is winning 2-1 at that point, and like I don't like write professionally about this team anymore, so I don't have to like fully follow. Like I can take a break and like ask somebody else for some help. It's not like I have a job to deal with. And I took a moment and I walked outside, and it was a nice walk out there. I did walk into the wrong section and got escorted out by a Monterey guard.
Wow.
But just got rushed over. I'm like, okay, I know I'm not supposed to be here. Please help me get back. But like, it's just this thing of, this is a great city. And no matter what, if all of MLS is mid-table, then you break it up by whoever has the best city, and we have the best fucking city out there. So
I agree with that. Before I ask Gretzky, I wanted to shout out one tip to everybody. By the way, I want to say about betting, if you guys can, if you can't afford it, don't fucking do it. Get help, talk to people, and don't ride with me like you feel like you have to. But I got to say, I put a good chunk of money on Chicago Fire to win the MLS Cup this year. I think you guys might want to do it too, because right now they're getting great odds, and the odds are only going to decrease the more wins they stack. Like literally today, shaved more odds. If you got in last week, you had better odds for Chicago Fire winning the MLS season. There's reasons to believe why it's possible. They just need to get hot for that tournament. And we got Gagasonina, Chicos, and Shaqiri. So there's reason to believe why it's possible, or even just as Jiggly suggested, winning the East. I don't know if you're able to make those types of bets, so maybe something to look into. Chicago Fire making some surprise noise, and maybe you making a little scratch off of that. I mean, $5, $10, $15 will win you quite a bit. But of course, like I said, if you can't do it, don't worry about it. It's just fun that we do here at Spitting Fire. Of course, and if you need help with that stuff, get it, because honestly, that if you're at that point, you know what I mean. So Gretzky, final thoughts here.
Final thoughts. To be honest, I had so much fun at the game. Especially that Shavilko goal. That was absolutely clean. And yeah, I also got pictures with Ezra and Johnny Johnny B.
Jiggly, Gretzky, I'm telling you, all you Fire fans, all you pyromaniacs in the chat watching this right now or after the fact, make sure you guys send us pictures. We'll show them on the screen. We'll attribute them to you. It's awesome, cool. It helps create a better show for our fellow Fire pyromaniacs. But Gretzky, so awesome little experience. You got pictures with some of the coolest Fire players right now,
and Ezra,
the coach,
and Ezra.
How did that happen? Can you explain? How you encouraged that?
So all the players, like nearly all the players, went back to the lockers, and he was almost the last one out there, and he just walked around, and he went to the right side. I was sitting in like I forgot my section number, but yeah, he came to me. I asked for a picture. He was pretty polite, and yeah,
Better than Coach Bearhalter, who's taking pictures mid game. At least I was just waiting until after the dub to take those pictures. But that's so cool of him. That's so cool of these guys to do those things after the win. I mean, I know it means a lot to us when those guys take the moment to say, "Hey, yeah, all right, I don't know you, but yeah, we're family here. This is all Chicago Fire friends and family." Juve, Styles, and Slow Days checking in for their final thoughts. Slow Days saying that I'm all in at the moment. We are winning the East. Slow Day saying #book it. I added that last part.
Oh yeah, if and just saying my small story about going out in the colonnade. I did put like some pictures that I took from there in the chat.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Oh,
I will display
sweet.
Those. Let me see. What do I got? What do I got? Oh, here we go.
Nice. That is nice.
All right, how do I display this? I can't boom, boom, boom. Okay, there we go. Let's move some things around. By the way, everybody, thank you so much for watching us, hanging out here on Spitting Fire, where we talk MLS all the time. You guys are the best live chat on YouTube. I swear to God, you guys are amazing. I greatly appreciate all of your support as we have blown past 1,000 subscribers here at Spitting Fire. Greatly appreciate your help as we fan the flames and spread Chicago Fire and soccer out all on the algorithms of YouTube and through the Chicago Fire airwaves. Juve Style saying power rankings are pointless in soccer. I agree. I did a parody video of him a week or two ago. Connor McCabe checking in. By the way, great follow by check out Connor McCabe. He's got big things coming up. This kid knows what he's doing. Although I gotta say, if you're a Fire fan, you might want to avoid. He supports that yellow team, but hey, we'll forgive him. Just giving him some shit here. Connor McCabe saying the Fire are current table toppers in the East, and that's something I would never think I would see. Some great little comments there from some Columbus fans. So we are excited to see how Chicago Fire are going to go. Gretzky, Jiggly, you guys are kings among men. Thank you so much for hanging out and talking Chicago Fire with us.
It's the only thing I can do.
We're winning the East. Do you agree with Slow Days?
No. As I said, we don't play a game that'll tell me whether or not we're winning the East until July.
Yeah,
so like
I'm all in with Slow Days. I'm all in with Slow Days. Put $5 on the Fire right now.
We are minimum 6th place. I'm not sure about winning.
You're right. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, I am drinking some hopium. That is for sure. But at the same time, I had far too many of you guys. I felt I was like, it's so funny, Fire fandom. Jiggly, you know, Gretzky, you know. It's like some days we're like, oh man, this team is actually going to be good. That's how I was feeling for this team. And then there's those seasons where like, oh, this team's they're going to be bad. And that's where I was last season. That's where Jiggly was. Jiggly, you were on point last season.
Last season didn't matter at all.
Jiggly was on point all last season. If you guys go check the receipts for Jiggly, I was also on point, but Jiggly was on decimal point.
I mean, the thing is that when it comes to Sad Boys, we have, Adnan is the pessimist realist, and I am the realist optimist. Where it's just sort of like, we're both like very rooted in this is probably what's going to happen, but I'm slightly more optimistic about it and he's slightly more pessimistic about it.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's what's happened, where, the slightly more optimistic thing has happened, then the slightly more optimistic thing has happened. Although I still have to read Adnan's article. But I hope he's not the Joker yet.
Shout out to Adnan, though.
Joker arc.
I love reading Adnan's work. Yeah, I honestly think he's one of the best Fire riders out there, and he's still so young. He's got a lot of potential. Gretzky, dude, thanks for hopping on. He's what?
No problem.
He's older than me.
I also posted a picture of where I sat and picture of Shaqiri from the home opener.
Let me see what I could do here about showing these guys, because I think I can. Where Discord? Boom. Just And boys and girls, so you guys can see these cool little pictures here from some of our biggest and awesome Chicago Fire fans. We got Jiggly showing the promenade. Look at this at Soldier Field. This is just gorgeous here. Looking out towards the suburbs. You don't see the city. You don't see the city right now, but you're looking out towards.
Actually, that's well, the two pictures. I know the panorama.
Yeah, the panorama.
Out onto the lake, actually.
Yes. Okay, that's where
That's
it's at.
onto the lake.
That's why there's no buildings in the distance.
Yeah.
There's a whole big one of the biggest lakes on planet Earth with one of the largest sources of fresh water. You know that whole thing.
Yeah, that's over there. I mean, because I before my class on every Monday before my class, I have like an extra like 50 minutes before my class starts when I get there.
Mhm.
So I just take a walk around Soldier Field, and I make sure I go up to the Walter Payton statue, slap its foot again, because that's what I always do before every game. So yeah.
I gotta agree with Slow Days. Slow Days say, "Come on, guys, you guys got to fanboy a bit harder after that win."
That's not what I do.
We're cool
My
and calm and
my
tepid
entire
here.
life, I met all my heroes when I was a child. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine now. The only heroes now that will surprise me is if I meet like friggin' Naoko Yamada or like some like major like director or mangaka in anime, because I haven't met one of those people yet. But like if it's soccer, nah, I'm not.
Oh, we got the picture of Shaqiri from Gretzky right here that we got on the screen. That's a sick pic. By the way, beautiful pics here, boys and girls. I'm loving all these. The Jiggly, the picture of the city in the clouds is gorgeous. I love that. The lake picture I like. I'm love. My favorite picture was the city in the clouds, the windy city in the clouds. I love that.
And the fun thing is that you don't see the most iconic buildings of Chicago in that picture.
They're just beyond. Well, no, you do see Hancock. Hancock's right there in the bottom, in the middle right corner. You could find it. Yeah. You could see the Hancock. Is that Hancock or is that Sears?
No, Sears is actually behind that taller building.
Take a look.
Behind that one.
Do you see this? Do you see what I'm seeing? You can see something right here. This is either Hancock or Sears right here. I got my.
Well, it's
my
absolutely
mouse on
not
it.
Sears, but
okay, then it's got to be
it
Hancock.
it might be Hancock then, yeah.
We got Jordan Shaqiri right here from Gretzky, courtesy of Gretzky at the game. Great shots here, boys.
I also have been bringing.
Jiggly's got his weave. Look at Sailor Moon at the game.
I've been bringing that Sailor Jupiter figure. I brought it to the first home game, and I've brought it to the second home game. So we haven't lost with it around.
I want a series of keep the if you could keep going with these pictures.
Well, I had a picture of it from the first game too.
Yes,
but
keep it going. I'll keep tweeting these out. Great little pictures here, boys. Love it.
I keep it in my pocket.
If you guys want to display your pictures, put them in the Discord, and we will show them in the future upcoming podcasts or during our live streams as we go along here, guys. Thanks for helping increase and improve the quality of the live stream, dude. It's also always so cool to see the real shots of the game. Look at the fog. Look at the environment that was there, guys. Like, you guys were there. You guys got to. How wet were you?
Absolutely. Absolutely soaked.
I mean, I was talking to some people before the game. I've been a mascot before, and Sparky walked out to us, and I just mentioned to someone, this is actually a game, the kind of game you live for as a mascot, because it's just cold enough where you're not like too hot in the suit, and also it's raining, but it's not like pouring enough where like the suit actually gets wet.
Yeah.
Not as bad as that MLS All-Star game versus Real Madrid wet.
I mean, I love that because I only went to the tailgate for it, which was completely dry, and then I went home.
Oh wow, you're lucky. We had a great spot though for that.
Well, I mean,
we were underneath an area.
It started pouring as we were going home, so it's like, oh geez, we gotta try to.
Yeah, you got lucky. Gretzky, Jiggly, you guys are kings among men. Thank you so much for talking Spitting Fire and Chicago Fire with us here, breaking down the Sporting Kansas City versus Chicago Fire 3-1 win, and the fourth game unbeaten for Chicago Fire. I mean, I know it stinks that Gaga lost his clean sheet, but still, there's a lot of promising things going on here for Chicago Fire. You guys excited?
Oh.
I love Jiggly's response. Jiggly tries to remain cool, tepid, but he's right, because that's kind of the athlete's response. You don't want to get too high. You don't want to get too low.
I mean, I love the way that Wyatt put it after that second game, which was just like, yeah, it's 2 games.
yeah. So what?
That's just 2 games right now.
And now
So
now it's
we'll
4
keep
games.
going.
Oh, so it's 4
Yeah,
games.
now it's 4 games.
Yeah, 4 games. We got points in
And
all of them. So what?
As I said, we have not hit a game where it's like, yes, this team is here. We have not hit that game yet, and doesn't look like we're gonna hit that game for a while.
These 2 past games where we're winning with 5 goals, Jiggly's not good enough for you. I think that this was the game, and last game was the game.
Against teams like these.
But you're looking. I understand what you're looking for. You're looking for the 5-0 or 5 England 5 Germany 1. Michael Owen is number 1. You're looking for that big, huge.
And not even that. It's just like, I don't even want like a big, huge win. I just want like a statement win of like, even if it's just 1-0
statement
against
win.
a team that looks like they know what they're doing.
Well, I submit to you this.
Neither of these 2 teams looked like they knew what they were doing out there.
I submit this to the Midnight Society. I think DC United is a good team. I think Chicago Fire beat them, a good DC United team. And I think Sporting Kansas City is a quality team, which has had the same coach for like the past 12 years. And Peter Vermees, they have a plan. They know what they're doing. They've had a lot of turnover from the last year. And Chicago Fire were able to beat a team that has that type of pedigree. And for Chicago Fire to be able to beat those teams, I think we're looking at a new Chicago Fire team, a new era of Chicago Fire soccer setting in Chicago.
You know, another team that kept its coach for like years.
Yeah.
The Cincinnati Bengals. How many playoff wins did they get with that man there?
With Dalton and
Marvin Lewis.
Marvin Lewis and Dalton.
How many playoff wins did Marvin Lewis win over those years?
None.
Exactly. Never talk about how long a coach has been there as a good point about a team.
Good point. Good point, Jiggly. Good point.
That's why we talk about the Bengals on the Sad Boys podcast.
Slow Days, Connor, Juve Styles, brother BKL. Oh, let me see let me pull up participant. Oh no, just give me everything. Boom, boom, boom. That. Let me just Violet. Packy 8421. Sons of a Pitch Soccer Podcast. Connor McCabe. Austin Connor, Phil B, everybody, AK Gaming. Thank you guys all for hanging out here on Spitting Fire. You guys are the best chat on YouTube. I swear to God, I love you guys. Thank you so much for helping us make Chicago Fire and spread Chicago Fire on the YouTube algorithms. Gretzky, number 99. Dude, you're becoming a regular, man. I love it.
I'm gonna leave now because I've realized that now I'm too tired to actually do my recap tonight, so I'll do it in the morning.
Jiggly, we've drained you. Oh no! All right, Jiggly, I'll give you a quick pump up. You're amazing. Thank you so much, Jiggly.
I'm just tired. Like it's nothing about ego.
Drained.
I'm just tired.
All right.
Yeah, I'm drained too.
But I will say before I leave, I just found out as I was going to the game that the album Fuyu Kukan by Tomoko Aran has finally made it onto Spotify, and that is, if you want some like vibe city pop, that is a wonderful album.
Give me one more. Say that again. Can you spell it for us too?
Man,
you don't have to spell it. Just say it again.
Fuyu Kukan. I can actually just like copy and paste
Yes.
it if you actually want to look into it.
Toss it in the chat. I like getting those types of good vibes. So
by Tomoko Aran. It's her most famous album.
Love it.
It finally made it onto Spotify, and I was so happy to listen to Midnight Pretenders on my way into the match.
Thank you for that recommendation, Jiggly. Gretzky, final?
Fire Anthem by Deals Gone Bad.
Ooh, love it. Everybody get your recommendations. We got some good, and I'm saying Heart by Starcadian. That's just my jam. That's it. If you guys know what I'm talking about, it's my jam. Starcadian Heart. It's HE with like a caret, RT. Vibes all day long. All right, boys and girls, you guys are part of the best Chicago Fire YouTube community ever. And I greatly appreciate all your guys' time. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Spitting Fire, signing off here. Fired up footballers. Gretzky, Jiggly, you guys are kings. I'll catch you guys later.
Probably.
I'm
not doing anything.
All right. Check out their work here. Gretzky's still a nano, but check out Jiggly's work. As always, he's got Sad Boys FC and he's got YouTube channels up the wazoo, and they're some of the best on YouTube.
I had a video come out this week about short form anime, that like stuff that's like under 12 minutes and that sort of thing. per 12 minutes per episode, and then also next week is the big preview for spring anime. So if you want to learn about what dumb shit I'm going to be watching, that's there.
There you go, boys and girls. It's always fun. Hey, that's our jam here. What we do here is we support our own. We are stronger together. Flap those wings, fan those flames, kick that like button, subscribe for more Spitting Fire. We'll catch you guys on the next one. You guys are the best. We'll catch you guys later. Fired Up Football's 3-1 win. Sporting Kansas City down the drain, flushed down into Lake Michigan. Let's go, guys. All right, Fire fans. We'll catch you guys later. Have a great one. Fired Up Footballers. Spread it. Get your friends in here. Spread the fire. Fan the flames. Catch you guys later. Good night. And thank you. As we've blown by 1,000 subscribers. Incredible work. All right. How do we turn this thing off? Oh, there it is. All right. Fired Up Footballers later.